unedited, tell the truth, and shame the devil. I love being black.
All right, we here, people. We here, live, uncut, unedited. This is where we tell the truth and shame the devil. All right, we here, people. We here. This is your boy Martin G, aka the Crime Chaser. I'm live, uncut, and unedited. We just coming asking a question this evening. We need some help tonight, cause who's going to come and save us? Mm-hmm. Who's going to come and save us? That's what I want to know. Who's going to come and save us? What party? What party is going to come and save us? What party is coming to save us? Mm-hmm. Come on in, people. I'm live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil. All right. Come on now. Who's going to save us? Who's going to help us? And I appreciate you guys for tuning in and folks are responding back to my text messages. Mm-hmm. All right. Come on in. Come on in. I'll greet some of you as you come in. As you know. All right. Come on in. All right. Come on in, people. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Here. Saturday night. Saturday night. Some of us on the way to the club. Some of us getting ready to for church tomorrow, Sunday school, and do service. And some of us getting ready to clock in the graveyard shift. I'm sorry, and get ready to go to work into the morning. All right. Some of us we getting ready to go to a club. Some of us get ready to turn up. Some of us got a hot late night date or on a date. But some of you have stopped right by here to come and see what Martin G. Johnson had to talk about today. And I'm quite sure I got a whole lot to talk about. Nisha Thomas Taylor, what's up, Nisha? I see you. A whole lot to talk about. Who is going to save us? What political party is going to save us? Where are my Democrats? Where are my Republicans? Where are my independents? Where are my Green Party? Who's going to save us? All right, Miss Stephanie Holmes, I see you, Stephanie. I see you. South Loop in the house. Y'all check in where y'all from. South Loop is in the house. Who is going to save us? All right. I need some Democrats and some Republicans. All right. Tell me who is going to save us. Man, that'd be great. Who is going to save us? Let me call and open up these phone lines. Open up these phone lines. Yeah. Who is going to save us tonight? Come on in, Facebook. Come on in, YouTube, Twitter, X. Make sure you hit like and share. Please share this video. And I want you to hear the different opinions. And listen, I promise you that you're not going to get attacked on this live if you think different than me. You're not. You're not. Who's going to save us? What political party is going to save us? Denise Jones said, I'm independent. All right. Steven, what's up? South Holland's in the house. What's up? I see you. It's only black people can save black people. Who's going to save us? And one thing I notice about a political conversation, Democrats versus Republicans or Republicans versus Democrat, people get highly emotional. Some are ready to fight because you don't believe the way they believe or see things the way they see them. I'm telling you, people, they do that. Just to my camera. So they do that. Can we all get along? All right. All right. All right. Sharisa here. I'll see you. All right. Come on in, people. We're going to open up the phone lines. 872-299-0808. Live callers. Live callers. Live callers. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for live callers. That's what we're looking for. Mr. Roosevelt, who is going to save us? What political party is going to save us? Will it be the Democrats or will it be the Republicans? Will it be the Independent Party, the Green Party? Who's going to save us? Steve said, us and God. Now, when I talk like this, people, I'm not saying that we should not participate in the voting process or be politicians. No, I am not saying that. Nor am I saying that you shouldn't vote. Stay at home and don't vote. I'm not saying that. We got a call already. Who's going to save us, people? Who's going to save? Which political party is going to save black folks? We have to save ourselves and we have to think independently and not rely on help. Mac Townsend. Denise Jones said, folks put too much stock. Hold on, caller. Too much stock in a system that purposely and intentionally suppress and oppress us. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Who's going to save us? Brother Lewis Ramsey, my brother. I see you, brother. I see you. I see you. I see you, my brother. I see you. All right. And, you know, on this live, we talk about a lot of things. We tell the truth and shame the devil. Some folks don't want to hear what we got to say, and that's okay. You might not hear us now, but you may hear us later. Let's see what this caller has to say. All right, caller. You're my first caller, 3268. Hey, caller.
Martin.
Hey, Mr. Roosevelt, how are you? What political party is going to save us? And I'm asking you a question. I know what side you're on, but who's going to save black folks? Who's going to save us?
Oh Lord, that's a tough one because many black people, for years we were mostly Democratic, and then I think I woke up and came more Republican minded maybe about 5 years ago due to the catastrophe that took the world by storm. That really didn't take the world by storm. If you can, read through the lines, you probably know what I'm talking about. But sometimes I thought that if we didn't get the so-called, I'm just saying so-called black woman in, that, things would be a whole lot better. But now with these tariffs and everything coming and all of this, and they, tell this story about how that's supposed to straighten out the economy. I am not quite getting it. So at this point, I don't know, like, as far as like black people are concerned, like, who is going to save us? Because sometimes on the Democratic side, they pretend like they are friends. But to me, if I call yourself or call myself, because I have to make this thing personal, you're a friend. I'm going to look out personally for you, Martin G. Johnson. I'm not going to be doing everything for everyone else except for you. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you bring me something valid that I could easily do for you and I don't do it. I mean, what would you say about somebody like that? That is not your friend. But yet looking on the other side, at the Republican Party, I mean, some of them never claim to be our friends or anything like that. So we know sometimes where that's going also too. So it's like, man, sometimes I hardly don't even know like completely like what's going on, or really like, sure enough like what to do. Only thing we can do is just pray and hope that God will keep us in the hollow of his hand during this time, and that God will still continue on to bless us even in the midst of all of this stuff. Because it's crazy.
Mm, that's a good question. Now, people, the question to all my people that's going to call in, be on the panel tonight: which political party is going to save us? Now, I understand that mostly majority black people are Democrats, and you do have a vast number of blacks that are Republicans. Now, they're thinking different. So, which party? So, because we keep going at each other's throat. That's what's happening, Roosevelt. We keep going at each other's throat. And I'm quite sure that we all can find flaws on both sides. We both. We can
Yeah,
find some
definitely.
ugly things that each party is doing that we cannot agree with,
Definitely.
won't go along with at all. And I'm not saying this that we should not participate in any political arena. I'm not saying that. But
I'm
I'm
not saying
just
that either.
saying, when are we going to be self sufficient? When are we going to believe in each other and help each other? When are we? I mean, come on now, people. Because a lot of us, Roosevelt, we go at each other's throat, man. We call each other dumb. We call each other stupid, crazy, hypocrites. And I noticed that about these parties. One thing we can all
Because it has
agree.
divided us.
Yeah, it has
Divided us.
divided. It has. Yeah, a people that's divided can be easily ruled. Let me say that again. A people that is divided can be easily ruled, people. Which political party is going to save us? I'm waiting on the answer tonight. We got another call calling in, and we got a panel of guests. This is live. This is not staged. This is real. If you want to call in, you can be black, white, whatever. Call on in. I want to hear what you have to say. I'm gonna hear you out. I'm not gonna persecute you because you think different than me or think different than the panel. Okay, we got Bill. Come on, Bill. Talk to us. Which political party is going to save us?
Hey, Bill.
Hey, what's going on? Neither party. If
Mm-hmm.
if black people thinking what they they good head, they would know from history that the Republicans not gonna save us, nor the Democrats. Now the Democrats have been um, the party that black people chose and voted for historically in mass numbers for the last umpteen years, but we ain't got no results. And as far as sitting back and uh, uh, sitting on the couches, they say, and not vote is not going to do us any good. Black people seem to think that that's making a statement, that's making a statement, but it's not. You got to vote, but you got to vote together to get some results because we still we we way back. White people can sit on the couch and they could choose uh, um, um, a political party and get the results that they want. If you notice any other nationality that's non-white, when they vote together for the most part, and that's what we got to do. We
Mm.
gotta we gotta unite and not put no party. We can't put a political party in front of each other. We gotta put race first.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely race first. Can't put
That's
the
that's how I
political
look at
party.
it.
You can't put the vice lords or the gangsters. You can't put the Masons, the Eastern Stars. You can't put none of that. The LGBTQ. You can't put nothing before race because that's what white America sees. when they see you, especially when they're doing wrong, or
Mm-hmm.
they see your race, your face, your melanin. So that's the only thing, unity and God. You gotta love on each other, man. Put race first. I love being black.
Mm-hmm. Now let me ask you guys some questions. Now I know Roosevelt, you live in Chicago. Bill, you in Illinois, wherever, I ain't gonna put nobody where they live at, but I'm in Illinois, I ain't gonna put out where I live at. I'll say this. Now, if you look at Chicago, I am a registered Democrat, so I just want to let you guys know. But I do vote along Republican lines of on certain things. I just want to say this. I heard on WVON, and I think a brother 317 talked about it last night. You could be anything you want in this country. And I kind of believe that in a sense. I kind of believe that. I'm not going to make that argument. But my argument is this. We have a black mayor, a black lieutenant governor, a black police chief, 18 to 19, maybe 20 black men and women aldermen. We have maybe 1 million blacks here, a couple of million blacks live here in the city of Chicago. We have we got Tony Preckwinkle, it's Madam Chair. We have Operation Push. We have Minister Louis Farrakhan live here. We have Operation Jesse Jackson. We have a lot of politicians, state reps. We have these here. I'm just talking about this one particular area. Now, also, we have 77 communities here in the city of Chicago. And every predominantly white community is thriving, moving forth. Now, all the black communities are on a decline. Now, you got to ask yourself, if Chicago was discovered by a Haitian man, all right, we can all agree on that. Why is it we running it? We're not running it. Now, we got people that's in play. Don't get me wrong. We got the mayor. We got Tony Preckwinkle. We got, what's that sister name? This lieutenant governor under J.B. Pritzker. We got a lot of state reps. And look at our communities. When I say our, I'm talking about the melanated communities. And look what we see. So is something wrong with this picture? But I'm going to let the new caller just call in. I'm going to let them talk real quick and I can come back. I want to 7956. I know you just called in. So come on, make a comment. I just want to make that statement. I can come back. I can hold mine. Go ahead. 7956.
Hey, Martin, Nathan.
Hey, Nathan.
You said which party would save us?
Yeah.
I think it takes, not only takes a party, but what community could save us. Back in the 70s and 80s, communities stuck together. They looked out for each other. You had neighborhood watches that they did until the late 90s to 2000, until that didn't work anymore unless they didn't want to make it work. Alderman Kerry Austin, the West Pullman neighborhood, and then the Rosen neighborhood, Kerry Austin, West Pullman neighborhood, Alderman Bill. They did nothing for those communities. They wanted people to vote for them, but they did nothing for the community. You look at the last 20 to 30 years, West Pullman and Roseland looked like a bomb went through it. And back in the 70s, those were the most thriving areas in that community. You had white folks that came from up north, from Maywood to all these different areas to shop at West Foreman and Roseland. And now you come through there, it looks like a ghost town. So these aldermen, they want people to vote for them, and then when you vote for them, they don't do anything to help the people in the community. So who do we trust? We have to start within ourselves, because it's only going to take us to save us, because no political party is going to save us. We have to save us. So we have to look out for our communities, and that's where it starts.
Okay. I mean, I'm not saying that you can't be great in America. I'm not saying that you can't be a politician. I'm not saying that we shouldn't, as Black Americans, African American, Africans, or whatever you want to call yourself, we should not. I'm not saying that we should not or shouldn't participate in the political parties. I'm not saying that. But those of us that have made a career, I call us career politicians. If you can't bring resources to your communities, what is it? Now, we tired of parties. We like the big parties that these politicians throw, line dancing and bringing in singers and rappers. That's good. That's not doing nothing. That's a feeling. That's a moment. But we need some substance. We got all this work that's going on right here, this construction, right here in the city of Chicago. All in the streets, all in high-rise buildings. We got cranes all in the air, and where the skyline is at. And our people, we just looking. We're looking. And when we can't work some of these jobs, then we're going to begin to start looking at each other. Now, today, a buddy of mine sent me a text. A Brinks truck got robbed today. See, this is what I'm talking about. A Brinks truck got robbed.
Wow.
Today. Now, Kerry's saying that it's our fault for who we have been voting for. Now, that could be true. Now, a lot of us, we don't back politicians with money. And that's why we don't get nothing. Dr. Claude Anderson said politicians are for sale. Look at the new state's attorney. The police union, they backed her. They gave her money. Now she's giving them power in return. She's giving them power. Power to charge somebody with a felony without the district attorney being present. Now, I'm just saying, people, I'm just speaking. I'm not blaming Democrats right now. I'm not blaming Republicans. I'm blaming us because we keep putting the same people in office. And this is the old famous line, Bill and Roosevelt and Nathan. Vote for the lesser two evils. How many times have we heard that? I heard that so many times.
Too many times.
Can somebody explain to me what that means? Maybe I could. Maybe I don't understand it. Vote for the lesser of the two evils. What does that mean? Can somebody call in? Yeah, go ahead.
Because I think what you had said before, because remember how you said that there's benefits to both parties, but yet you said you see the flaws on both sides. So pretty much they said, as long as you live in America, America's pretty much a land of like corruption and all that stuff or whatever. So that's just the American government. So basically you have the Democrats Democrats does one wing and the Republicans does another. And so basically it's two different wings on the same dirty bird. So basically both parties are not perfect. Both parties have certain evil policies, whatever. So therefore, they said that whenever you vote, you have to look at, I guess, which one is, even though both of them could be evil or whatever, you have to look at the one that's the most least amount of evil to you, depending on, I guess, policy, because both of them, like you said, you see flaws in both. Just like, you say you're a registered Democrat.
Mhm.
I'm considered to be a registered Republican. So yeah, I can tell you the flaws just about of both of them. So both have evil policies. So you just have to just vote the best way you can, even though understanding that it's still evil on both sides. That's why they say the lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
Where did it go wrong? Where did it go wrong with the Democratic or the Republican Party when they can't do a bipartisan? Where do you think that things went wrong that they can't come together to get things done?
Well, can I answer that question? Democrats and Republicans work together, and they do get things done together. It's nearly impossible for them not to work together. The golden rule in politics, there are no permanent enemies. Permanent enemies.
Or
There's
no permanent friends.
Yeah, no permanent. Listen. So what I'm saying is we got a group of politicians that can make our life difficult or they can make our life better. We have a group of politicians that work together. And this is what we see. Both Democrats and Republicans, they work together. Don't think they don't work together. They got to pass some things. They work together.
But the white community is thriving and the black community is struggling. And that's the problem.
Well, I'll let Roosevelt answer. I wanted to say that. I'm going to hold my thought on that, but I know why that is. Yeah. Now, this is the typical black politician. This is what he or she always says. You can't say black too much because the white people ain't going to vote for you. You keep using that word black, they're not going to vote for you. So they're afraid to use the word black. Then when they do use it, they say black and brown. But the brown people are going under the umbrella of white. When they fill out their application, they filling out male, Hispanic, white, female, Hispanic, white. They're going under the umbrella white, but we still calling them brown. So what should that tell us? Now, I'm not here to divide us, but I'm just here to tell the truth. So
There really is no black and brown coalition. That's what that should tell you.
All right, Carrie says that it's because many black politicians are self-serving. Yeah, well, but we don't, as black people, we don't support black politicians when it comes to money as a group. Now, you got a few people that donate something, few business women and men donate something, get something. Do you think anybody that's donating money to a politician campaign, they're looking for a return? Now, just speak that. Just supposedly I had a towing company. This is hypothetical speaking. And I donate to both parties. So I'm looking for something for my return. I'm not just giving up $10,000, $20,000 just because I believe in you. I need this contract to come my way. Some of these contracts. So what I'm saying is there's no strange, let me ask all you guys on the panel, those of you that drive, those of you that live in the communities, those of you ride public transportation, who do you see working up and down the expressways? Who do you see working on the streets of Chicago or even where you at? What color?
The Hispanic.
Latinos.
Latinos,
Okay.
Asians,
Now you got
Chinese.
to ask yourself. Let us ask ourselves, why is that? Is it because we lazy, or we don't want these jobs,
No,
or they don't pay much?
no.
What is it?
That's just conspiracy that they use to say black people are lazy. That's not true. Black people never been lazy. We the hardest working people in this country.
Now listen. Deborah Singleton said, "Hell, we even you support them with money. They still don't say that they're going to get in and do what they're supposed to do for their own kind." Now, let me ask you a question. Here's an alderman, right? That her ward is predominantly black, 90% black, 80% black. And she still don't do nothing for her people. All black ward. So something wrong, or something is wrong with that.
Yeah, they're self-serving because the thing is, there's many aldermen, and I think Martin, this is like a year or two ago. I think that me and you, we were together down at City Hall, and I asked a certain alderman with his stupid self, why does he support the illegal migration or whatever? He couldn't even come up with the answer because this particular alderman who's supposed to be black, who has a ward of, on the south side and stuff of black people, voted to keep the whole thing about the sanctuary city thing off of the ballot as a referendum. But this is a black alderman who these policies are destroying the black community, people that he serves. So many of these people are just self-serving. And the thing is, he just acts like he just doesn't care. And, oh, Lord have mercy.
Now, could it be, not that they just don't care, could it be that they are afraid to do something for the community that look like them?
What are they afraid of, Mark?
Well,
they got paid money. They got paid money.
Well,
they're not the money that they got paid. They're not putting it back into the communities that they serve. That's the problem.
Well, where's the money going then? Because I'm quite sure that every alderman, state reps have a budget where they can put back in the community, send grants, and money is given, passed down to the government, to these local cities.
Brother Martin, if that was the case, Roseland wouldn't look the way it looked, West Cooling wouldn't look the way it looked, Lawndale wouldn't look the way it looked, Chatham wouldn't look the way it looked. So the money is going somewhere. It's not going back into the communities. I'm sorry.
I think it's a bigger picture. The machine, as we call it in Chicago, they have an agenda, and it's not just here. I don't really think if America or in the Chicago area they raise money for these aldermen that it would be any different. When you got a whole party that's got an agenda to make a certain area the way that they want it to be, so that they can put out the narrative. I always say in every movie, it's gonna be a bad guy, and you know who's been the bad guy since they brought some of us here or conquered America. The black person, the one with melanin in their skin, and long as they can keep that issue, they can do what they want to. These people have a agenda that's far beyond just making one city look like this, Chicago. It's happening all over.
But Brother Bill,
most of the cities are ran by the Democrats.
Now,
why the north side doing better than the south side and the west side? That's a real problem.
Okay, well, the north side is doing better because that's what they want to do better. You didn't see them. You don't see them flooding the north side, certain suburbs with drugs and guns.
Now, all of this is by design.
It's by design, and you got to put people in a position with no opportunity. Get them on their last leg, bottom them out. Some people rise up and come out from making good choices, but it's all by design. All those empty storefronts and the ones that's occupied is occupied by uh, Arabs and the Asians. Think about it. We haven't really owned anything. We can own a small business, and most of them don't thrive. The average black business uh, can sustain itself for 5 years, 3 to 5 years. You Now we got a few in in the Chicago area that's been around, and most of them are like uh, either mostly like a restaurant. You got a few
Right.
places that might fix cars that the whole hell don't, but we we don't own nothing in our own community, and it's far and few in other areas in the suburbs, and it's all by design.
But
Well,
but
Bill,
let me say this. Hold it.
Bill,
Hold it, brother. Hold it.
Matthew,
Hold it, brother Nate. But we have black politicians in key positions that can make something happen. That can really make something happen.
I agree, Martin,
minority.
and they don't
But,
because they've been bought and sold. See,
but
we ain't we ain't got representation, not on the state level, not on the definitely on the federal level. We, we ain't got nobody like you or a boots on the ground brother, a real Negro that ain't gonna back down to these people, not even for some money. We the people that we know of that's really uh, um that would be for us maybe in their past, they'll take their money and still do what they want,
Mm-hmm.
and
how
it'll be
come
what it got to be, but they're gonna represent their people.
how
That's why they
come
didn't like that. That's why they couldn't stand Jeff Ford. That's why they had to lock up Larry Hoop, because uh, uh, um, um, they'll take their money and do what they wanted to with it, and there was nothing they could do except for go to war with them. But they locked them up.
how come that when in the 70s, I still go back to this when I said earlier that businesses was thriving in the Roseland and West Pullman areas in the 70s. Um, you had businesses up and down Michigan Avenue, but now it looks like a ghost town. So why come that it worked in the 70s and 80s and it don't work in 2025? I'm not understanding that.
Let me say this to that. Now, if you go, and for those of my out of town guests, we're talking about Chicago because we know Chicago. A lot of us live here in the Chicago area. But if you go far west, if you go like West 63rd, West 47, West 60, you see all these thriving Hispanic businesses. Store after store after store after store after store. You see it. You see it. Now,
That's the
if you
point.
come,
Why did it
hold
work?
it, now, hold it, brother, hold it. Now, You see all these thriving businesses, and some of these schools look like college campuses. It's so pretty. Some of their grammar schools and high schools look real nice. So where is the investment going? It's not going to Black communities. Only time that you see Black communities so-called thriving or so-called going if they're being gentrified with white folks. Now, do you think, yeah, do you think that they are building these beautiful homes, open up these big box businesses for Black folks? Look good. Now, there is a conspiracy against people that look like us. We don't want to admit. We think we're different than the ones that's doing the drive-by shooting, the carjacking, the snatching and grabbing, the scamming. Even police or even politicians. At the end of the day, if you in this skin complexion, and you say, well, Martin, you're sounding like a victim of circumstance. Yes. Now, that does not mean that you can't have a credit score of 800 or 700. That does not mean that you can't own a business. That doesn't mean that you can't get educated or go to school to get a skill such as be an electrician or a plumber or a carpenter. That doesn't mean that. I'm not saying that. So don't get me wrong. Something is not right when it comes to, I'm talking about the Black community. Something is not. Yeah. Something is not right. Something is not right.
We can't blame it. We can't blame it on the young people because there's a lot of these young people, I'm going to say it, because they don't have anything. The reason why they don't have nothing to do is because it looks like a ghost town. I mean, when we were coming up, we had plenty of things to do. I had summer jobs from the age of 13 years old. And I kept busy. But these young people, I don't think they know what a real hustle is like it was back in the...
No, they working. They got summer jobs for young people. Young people are working summer jobs, especially here in the city of Chicago. They worked summer jobs last year. See, these are some of the things that we don't see and we don't know. When parents, when you just drop your sons and your daughters off to school just for a babysitter. Oh, we got to call her. Let me go to this call. I'm sorry. Hey, Mr. Sergeant, come on in, Sergeant.
Oh, hey, what's going on? I was trying to listen. I was listening off and on because I was trying to do this video and I couldn't do the video right. I was so I was listening off and on, and there was the politics. So I was trying to get the gist of it. So I'm gonna listen a little more before I add.
All right. Well,
because I don't want to.
Okay, no problem. Don't do it. Don't do it. Well, the question is anyway, which political party is going to save us? Now,
neither.
And I'm just saying, since we know that, what are we really going to do? What can we do? What can we do? We need to come up with a strategy. We need to come up with a real strategy put in place for our people. What do we want? I mean, seriously.
Martin, I could tally off of that real quick. Numbers. Votes and numbers. Now, you know, the Black population is what, 48 million?
That's what they say.
Yeah, that's a whole. And how many doggone votes per party they be getting? Just about 75 million votes for this one, 65 million votes for that one, right? The bottom line up front,
30%.
Black America, we do not have the voting numbers. And that's if all of our people were allowed to vote from the age of birth. You know what I'm saying?
Or we on,
I mean,
we
that's
only
true.
40% of the population, something like that.
No, they said 15%.
No, we don't 40% of the
10% of the
population. 13%.
That's what they say.
So I thought we was a little higher than that. You know, the way they, you know what I'm saying? That's what I thought.
Well, that's what they say.
No, we are 13%. 13% of the
Hey,
population.
hey, Sarge, let me ask you a
And,
question.
yeah.
I need you to Google real
Mhm.
fast. How long have we been
Hold on.
stuck in the 12s, the 13s, and the 14s since we've been in this country?
That's a good question.
I say now let me find out on Google. But
Okay, good.
I would say just me off the top of my head, I would say since World War II in the 40s. But
Okay.
let me look. Let me look and let me look right quick. I'll get right back to you.
Now, okay, cool. Now listen. Now Kerry said we have spending power though. Okay, now listen. Now, is it really power? Because we can't spend that money with each other because we don't own enough businesses to keep that money flowing with people that look like us.
We don't own businesses because
Right.
the businesses
So-
that we have, they're closing it down.
Right.
They don't want the
It's-
businesses in our community.
But what are we
That's
going to do? But see, we black people, we're so smart. We can break down some things and we can say this, but we have no solutions. No solutions.
But
You know what, Mark?
that's
Go ahead, Bill.
I got a solution. You hit the nail on the head about the spending power. We can we got to spend our money somewhere,
Got to.
and we don't own business. We are in a good place, and a lot has been revealed to us in these last 4 years. I've been saying it over and over again, and I think if we unite and with this past election, stop putting political parties in front of your race, your melanin, the color of your skin. This was the time we didn't came to conclusions in the reality that the people that we've been voting for, Democrats for the most part, we could walk away from them and not give them one vote. Not saying that the Republicans are greater, because I believe they in cahoots. They always have been. But that would be making a statement. That would be showing unity. That would make them not only in the presidency make America look and like, hey, what's going on? As long as we divide it and still gonna let these Democrat shields talk down us or make us feel bad about leaving the party, we know what we didn't got with them.
Mm-hmm. Let me.
You got to make a statement.
Yeah, but see the thing is, brother.
Boots on the ground.
Yeah, but brother, listen. We have to be able to get something from both parties. Those of us that's Republican, those of us that are Democrats. Why aren't we getting anything for our votes from our politicians? We're being uneducated. We're not being educated. Hold it. We're not being educated to what's going on with our politicians. Rep the barber, he's trying to get a community center in his old neighborhood. You know, now he talked to the political person that is a alderman of that particular ward. I'm not going to say their name, a sister. I respect her. I love her as a sister. But Where's the power of the stroke of the pen? How is it that, hold on, how is it that we allow these big Fortune 1,500 companies come in our community to build all these homes with these multi-million-dollar contracts, and we don't require them to hire people that look like the community? Somebody got to talk to me. So, I mean, the alderman has that power. Say, hey, before I allow you to have this multi-million, $100 million contract, I need a certain amount of percentage of jobs for the people that live in this community. I mean, they have the power to do that. We got 2 more callers. Go ahead, Nathan. 2 more callers. Go ahead.
But
Real
I
quick.
just want to make this quick. But here's the problem: when the slogan is "Make America Great Again," was that term used for all Americans? Because it doesn't. It's not including Black people. Because America's never been great for Black people, and I'll land on that.
Okay, let's go to the next call.
That's a regurgitated doggone thing, but that's all I got to say.
Oh no! If you want to comment on it real quick, sir.
I'm just being honest. That's it.
Okay, Martin, number one, Black America has been at the population of 12% since 1990. I got your numbers.
Okay, it's been longer than that though, but I'm gonna go find. Yeah, go ahead.
No, 1990.
Okay, hold it, Sarge.
We
Listen to your brother. Listen to your brother now. Listen to your brother. Okay. And I know you're older than me. I'm gonna call you big brother. Now,
no.
We've been stuck in the 1800s. 1865, 75, they still said we was 12, 13, 14% of the population. I'm talking about this go way back in the 1800s. I ain't talking about the 1900s. So here it is.
Okay, well, when you're talking.
Okay, hold on. I'm just saying how far. Here's it is 2025, and they still say that we still in between what? I'll say 12, 13, 14% of the population here in America. So what is it? Are we're not having babies anymore? Are we being killed?
I don't believe those.
Well, I don't believe it either. I'm just saying we have no way of knowing because we don't control the numbers. We have no way of knowing, Brother Sarge.
Theory that is made up.
Okay.
That's made up in the volume. I don't believe those numbers.
Yeah. Go ahead, go ahead. We got 2 more callers. Hurry up. All right.
Now, that's the information that I got off the internet for you. I got them numbers. No way I could tell you firsthand with all truth and sincerity because I didn't live it and look at it. Okay, as of the numbers.
Okay.
But one thing that I can tell you with all truth and sincerity, that term, America ain't never been doggone great for Black people. Every time somebody says that, the first thing I ask them about is, tell me the last incident of blatant racism that occurred towards them from somebody white in Chicago.
Sarge, if you go back to 1900 and what was that, 22, the lynching that happened in Memphis, Tennessee.
I said you. I ain't talking about back before our time. Anybody can go back in time.
I can answer that, but I'm gonna let the panel answer that. I can answer.
I mean, I could answer it too. I'll tell you. I could answer it when I was in 04. But go ahead.
Okay, Roosevelt, go ahead and answer real quick.
I could tell you it happened to me. Well, this happened through the hands more of a Hispanic woman. They tried to frame it as a misunderstanding, but I know exactly what that was. It was like about 2 months ago where I went into Walmart and bought a new TV. So, when I was going out with the TV, it was an older Black woman who checked my receipt, told me have a nice night. And then as soon as I get to the door, there's a white Hispanic lady who wants to check my receipt too. And of course she looked like, I guess she knew I got offended. So, here comes the Black woman as soon as I get outside saying, well, why did I already check your receipt? I'm sorry for that misunderstanding. She didn't know. I'm like, oh, yeah, she did know. I said, I know exactly what that was. oh no, it's not like that. I'm like, oh yeah, it is like that too.
Oh, sorry.
Roosevelt, somebody,
a
second person asking you for your receipt. If they didn't see somebody else present it,
sorry.
That's them because I'm black. No, come on. That's
okay.
emotional.
Hold it. Y'all, no, Nate.
Sorry,
Go ahead. Hurry up, Nick, because I got two callers.
I just want to say this.
Go ahead.
Sarge, I lived out here for 8 years in the suburbs, and I was pulled over by a white cop because they didn't think that I lived out here. They didn't think that I resided out here. So when I gave them my address, I felt that I was racially profiled, and they needed a reason to pull me over. And when she found out that I lived out here, instead of her saying, sir, I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying? She's going to sit up and come out. We had a report of stolen cars. Oh, by the way, you have a nice car, by the way.
Okay. Well, let's go to the next call. Okay. 20. Come on, Reb.
Our next caller, and I'm gonna come back with something for you.
I got 2 more calls, 3 more callers. I got 3 more calls. Come on, Reb the barber.
Let me know when.
You got 2 calls behind you, Reb the barber. So don't be too windy. Go ahead.
I'm gonna try to answer your question. I've been listening in to everybody else about what's racism, what's not. What I keep on saying, I continue to hold us today in 2025 accountable to ourselves, our own actions, our own thoughts. I'm talking about the black people. I hold us accountable to ourselves because it's too much ahead of the game for us that we just don't pick up on. We elect these people into office, people that somebody done chose that we don't know. 9 times out of 10 haven't heard of this person before they got elected and popular. We haven't raised nobody from our own group to run the office. Nobody that we have pretty much grown from our society. So I don't approve of no party. But one thing I do understand is you have to deal with them to get in the game. You know what I'm saying? And you can deal with them and get in the game on the righteous matter of your people. Now, me, for instance, what I believe in is I believe in self-motivation. Like my initiative, what I'm pushing right now, organizing and bringing the 20th Ward community together to purchase one of the schools that they're auctioning off. Our taxpayer building. You know what I'm saying? So when I hear people that sit back and talking about, well, this happened, that happened, we don't have no sense to do this. A white man, they doing this. Look, it's enough for everybody. When are we as a people of ourselves is going to come together and really stop making excuses and complaining? And what we don't have the ability to do, we do got the ability. If we stop talking and put all the emotion to the side, we 80% emotion and 20% logical. When we turn it around and make it 80% logical and 20% promotion, then we start moving with passion. But it's all emotion. Everybody's with emotion, and you so distracted you really can't even do the work because we don't put our heads collectively together to action into play. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Next caller, 6544.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening. I don't even know where to begin. First of all, let me say this. And
hold on. Before you start talking, let me take me a drink because I know you're gonna be a little extra minute. Let me give me a drink. Go ahead. Let me get my drink here. Wet my mouth up a little bit. Go ahead.
I mean, because a lot of this I've already stated before on your show. The number one reason why we don't I think it came to here in Chicago. Let's start here. And I'll use Danny K. Davis as a prime example. This man has been congressman for I know the west his district covers part of the west side. I know it's more than the west side, but that's the only part of his district that sticks out to me. But my point is that this man has been congressman over the west side and other parts of Chicago and the suburbs for a very long time. And the problem is that we sit up, we let them get a first term in, we see if they're doing anything, and then we allow these people to constantly get reelected, and then we'll come and say, well, they're not doing anything. And the problem is that our voter turnout is so low. These types of things is on us. It's not on them. At some point, it becomes on us. The same thing with this last mayoral election we had. Okay? People voted for Brandon Johnson. The black people who did not want to vote for him and lobbied against him to support Paul Vallis. After Brandon Johnson won, I remember those memes that they put out because Jamal Green and a few more black aldermen that backed Paul Vallis, they called them coons and everything. Now everybody is complaining. The gentleman that just spoke before me, he does have a point. We work off emotion. And this is what we're seeing now from the Flip Chicago Red people and people who voted for Donald Trump. They're supporting him off of anger and emotion. And they're not thinking about the people who voted for Trump. There are certain things that they really didn't take the time to think out. Now we're starting to see that some of them are starting to regret that they voted for him. The bottom line is that if we have to have some hard conversations, because at this point in 2025, we have a lot of black people that are self-serving. They do not give a damn that there are other black people who don't have it. They figure that's on them. Okay? Most of gentrification is not only being perpetuated by white people. There are black people with money who are also participating in the gentrification progress. So we have a serious problem with us as a race of people when we're only thinking about our own immediate gratifications. And I'm sorry, but I don't even think that will be able to change those types of people, unfortunately. We don't have a plan to comprehensively deal with education. The second part of your question is in terms of political parties, which party is going to save us? There's no political party that's going to save us per se, but there has to be somehow a way that we could leverage our vote. And we don't know how to quite do that. Can I say that the Democratic Party has failed black people in some ways? That's a valid point. They have. But just because this party, in my opinion, just because they have come short on some things for us, doesn't mean that you go to the other side and shake hands with someone that has pretty much told you that they're the devil. And see, that's the mistake that this rabbit hole that this country is going down now. Right now, I think we need to be mobilizing to figure out how we're going to take care of us as a community, as us in the black community. For what's to come, we're 5 to 7 weeks out where there's going to be shortages. We have to come together and figure out how to deal with that. But because everybody is so divided.
So why you think we divided? Why you think we divided?
Yeah. Because, like I just said, we have people that are self-serving. They only are thinking about their own traumas and problems and issues and what this person or a group of people can collectively do for them or their small tribe.
Mm-hmm.
They're not thinking about the overall picture of the survival of their people. They're not. And so when you add that in the mix, selfishness, religion, when you add all of these things into the mix, and everybody doesn't want to see what the other person is saying, there's a level of distrust. I know I have it. I can admit to that. There is a huge level of distrust at this point between us.
Mm.
It's
Well,
just
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Mhm.
And this is for the people that's going red. I'm blue. For the people that's going red, do you believe that they have a legitimate reason why they should go red? I mean, if they've been working a certain direction, blue, and it's not working for them, you can't fault them for going red. It's not working for them in that, and they have that right. I mean, I'm blue. I'm just saying you can't fault a person that have been given a vote for 20 years, whatever how many years they've been voting, and they have not gotten the results for their community. So what are they supposed to do? Not vote? Just give up, throw their hands up, or try something different? I mean, it's got to be an option for both sides. What is the option for both sides? When you're not satisfied with blue or red, what's the next option? I'm just asking a general question. Then we're going to go 206. I'll see you 206. Go ahead.
The thing is, there's nothing wrong with choosing another option. The problem is that if the other option is pretty much telling you ain't shit to your face, but we'll take your vote, and how they're doing it and telling you ain't shit to your face is by implementing.
Well, one telling you that, and the other treating you like you ain't nothing. See, you listen. It's like a man and a woman in a relationship.
I rather be told and treated a certain way.
Right.
So the thing is,
you know, see, let me just say this. Okay. What I'm saying is, I'm not getting into a Democrat Republican debate tonight, but what I'm saying is, some people show you how they treat you. They ain't got to tell you. If a man say he love a woman, he don't come home at nighttime. He done sent her to the clinic several times because he's promiscuous out there. He don't love her. He don't love himself. So these people that have decided to go red, they have their reasons. We may not like it. We may not even agree with it. We may not. But their choice.
Let me ask you this, because the border issue, and to me, that's the biggest reason why people here in Chicago, and it's an understandable reason. It's valid.
It's more than just that too.
Issue, hold on.
Ask the question.
I'm using that as an example.
Okay.
I'm using that as an example because that seems to be the driving factor of why some people here in Chicago chose to flip red.
No. I've talked.
I said that was the main one.
Okay.
I'm not saying that's the only
Okay.
one. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying it seems to be the main one. So the thing is that the border states have been dealing with the border issue for the longest. And during that time, we didn't give a damn because the situation didn't affect us. We only started caring about the immigration issue when the migrants were sent up here. So I'm not just going to vote I'm just not going to blame Democratic leadership for that. I do fault the Johnson administration for how they chose to handle it once they got here. But it was done intentionally because they knew that it was going to create a certain type of chaos.
Okay, it's a strategy.
The Hot Wheels
Yeah.
up here.
It's a strategy.
Okay. Now
what's your question? What's your question? Come on with the question now. Go ahead.
My point is, the second part is, on a local level, Democratic leadership is like what I started with what I started off saying when I used Danny K. Davis as an example. We cannot continue to allow these same people to get reelected and then get mad because they aren't doing anything, but we constantly allowing them to get reelected. You see what I'm saying?
Now, whose fault is that?
That's our fault.
All right.
That's our fault.
Yes, it is.
That's our fault.
So when are we going to take responsibility for what we've been doing? So my thing is, this is one of the reds. I interviewed a lot of people that went red. And one of the things was not only the immigration, not only the LGBTQ going to the bathroom with the men, whatever. That issue was, look at the South and the West side of Chicago. Now, this is all Democrat. So you can't blame our condition, the way we've been voting for the last 50, 60, 70 years here in the city of Chicago for Democrats. And look at our situation. We got black key people that's in position. And all they got to do is a stroke of a pen, write some policies, make some things happen in these communities. You remember, we got 77 communities here in the city of Chicago, and the ones that are black, they are on the decline. So we can't blame that on Donald Trump and them. We can't blame that on them. We can't blame that on them.
But we will be very foolish to think that people that think that white people deserve reparations will be able to change something for black people.
No, I'm just saying. What I'm just saying. My point is, neither party is going to save us. Period, people. That's the point. That's the point. Let me just hold on. Let me just say this. Now, I'm quite sure all of us can find fault in every last one of these parties out here. We definitely can. Now, when are black people going to get their part from the Republicans and the Democrats? Now, I know under the Civil Rights Bill, we got that under the Democrats, and the Fair Housing Act, we got that. That was 50-some years ago. Now we need a new bill. We need something new. Now these things are being taken away. We need something new. Now, where are these red Republicans? Where are they? What are they going to do? How are they going to stand up for the community that looks like them? So I challenge anybody that's red tonight. What are you going to do? What are you going to bring? How are you going to make a change for the people that look like you, for your community? Especially, I'm talking to the politicians, actually, not to the everyday people. So something has to change, people, because it's not working. It's not working for us here in the city of Chicago. We're being left behind. We speak the language. We were born here. We know how to write the language. We doctors, we lawyers, we educators, we ministers, we advocates, we activists, we policemen, we're politicians, and somehow the West Side and the South Side, like Nathan said, now he's a Democrat, Nathan's a true Democrat. It looked like a bomb was dropped in our community. But yet we have aldermen, we have state reps, and all that. What is the problem? That's what I'm just trying to figure out. Let's get to the bottom. Some people don't believe in the democratic process anymore. They want something different. And you can't almost blame them. Say, we didn't give these people 50, 60 years of our vote here in the city. I'm talking about Chicago now. And look at the results. And it's saddening. It's sad. That's all I'm saying. Bill, go ahead, and I got to let 206 get on the mic. Go ahead real quick. I got to let 206.
All right. It's like I've made a suggestion, and I don't expect people to just jump on what I'm saying, but it gotta make sense with me. And what's about to happen for us will be doomed if we let these people split our vote. We had power that was being taken advantage of. We're dedicating our vote to the Democratic Party. It's like part of our people got Stockholm syndrome. The people who have held you down, all of them have oppressed you. It ain't like you can't go back to the Democratic Party or independent party. It's only 4 years. It's only 2 years. But if you got to make a statement with unity. You got to unite to get these people attention. How far do you think we gonna get if half of us voting for Republicans and half of us voting for Democrats? Now, maybe up the road when things are better and we done got some understanding and people looking at us like, and we got some demands and all of that, yeah. We need representation. I heard you say we need representation on both sides. But right now we gotta hold our vote to our chest as black people to make any kind of statement, to get any kind of understanding. The young lady just pretty much contradicts herself. Everybody so deaf on what the president is doing and what the Republicans have represented historically. We haven't voted for them. You gotta give yourself a chance and put your race first. That's what everybody else that been successful and got thriving communities has done. You got to play the part. It ain't like we got to step away from the Democratic Party and not challenge the Republican Party or them. But the challenge ain't nothing when you only we 14% of the vote voting population and we only 7 on each side or 3. You're not gonna get nothing done out of these people. We can always go back long as we united and we'll get something done. Put your race first, not a party.
Can I respond to that? Because I didn't contradict myself. I don't think you really heard what I said. I said neither party is going to save us. We have to save ourselves. But the problem is what you all hold on. The problem is what you all are failing to understand and realize why a lot of black people did not want to come along with you in supporting the Red Party. It's because these people, look who he has, look who he has aligned himself with. You want us to overlook that because somehow
who cares?
Us being
Who cares right now? We talking about us as a whole.
Because the point is, if he's aligning himself with those type of people, I'm not giving my support to somebody that's telling me that I didn't earn where I am.
But you're giving your support to somebody you're giving your support to somebody who kicked you in the ass and your grandmama in the ass for 60 years. That showed you in your face.
My people made something of themselves, and particularly not only in the state of Louisiana, but also when in Chicago.
But see, now you're being individual.
There's nothing wrong with supporting another party outside of the Democratic Party. The problem is who you all chose, the type of people that you all chose to support. I'm going to let you in on something else, too. All of the Republican Party do not agree with what he's doing. They're just afraid to say something because they have been threatened. That's insider information that I'm just giving y'all right now. So the point
I'm just trying to.
I voted Republican before. I voted for a Republican before in Illinois. So I'm not just strictly a Democratic voter. What I'm saying is I can't see myself aligning with someone who deems me and my people mentally inferior to them. That's a playbook from 1930.
You've been voting for them.
Yeah, the Democratic Party is the same way. Look at Kamala Harris ain't think no more about you. Kamala Harris says, I will never do anything for black people. So what
She
is that
did
say?
not say that.
Let me say this.
She
She did
did
not
too.
say that. That was
She
taken
did.
out of
Yes, she
context.
did.
Y'all allowed them to
Yes, she did.
use the
No,
whole
Yes, she did.
hold on. No.
Yes, she
I
did.
looked at the whole. I saw that
said
whole
that
interview,
exact
and she
word.
did
And
not
I
say
did
that.
too.
They took what
Yeah,
she
I
said
did
out.
too.
Hold it, y'all.
Of
Let's
course, I'm not
carry.
gonna do
Hold it.
something specifically for black people.
Hold it. Since y'all don't know what she was saying, let her explain us to what she was saying. Go ahead, Carrie. Explain to us what she was saying in your own words. What you think she was saying.
So the interviewer asked her, would she do something specifically for Black people? And if I remember the interview correctly, she specifically said that she would not only do something only for just Black people, but for all people. That's
No,
what she
Yes,
said.
why did Asians get a hate crime bill there? Well, they did something specifically only for them.
Well, actually, it's called a hate crime bill. It's not called an Asian hate crime bill. It's
Oh, yes,
called
it
a
is.
hate crime
Yes, it is.
bill, but it was the bill was brought forth because of Asian hate. And let me say this. That
They don't need
bill
one.
was co-sponsored not only by the Democratic Party. There were Republicans that voted for that bill too. The same thing about the funding of the Gaza and Israeli war. These wars that everybody are now all of a sudden against. Congress, both Democrats and Republicans, voted for that bill to send money over to Israel. Okay, and if my memory serves me correctly, this was a Republican-controlled Congress who appropriated money for that war over there, and the Ukraine and Russian war.
Okay.
Okay, so the thing is, neither party is perfect. I never said that they was. But I think that it's something fundamentally wrong. It's a psyche issue when we're sitting up here looking at Black folks siding with people who are telling you to your face that you are mentally inferior to them. That's a problem.
Okay. Can I ask you a question? And we're going to go
They are
206.
not going to put forth policy that's going to benefit
Okay.
Black people.
Well,
They're not.
Okay.
They're too busy worrying about giving white people reparations.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. So, do you see anything wrong with the South and the West Side where Blacks live at in Chicago? Do you see anything wrong? Okay.
Yes, I do.
Now, can you agree with me that there's no Republicans running the city of Chicago? Can you agree with me on that?
There are absolutely no Republicans running the city of Chicago.
Okay.
And as I started off when I first called,
Okay, I know, but I'm going somewhere with this. Now, you born and raised in Chicago, my dear sister?
yes, I was.
Okay.
On
So
the west side.
okay, you West Side. All right. Have you seen a change since you've been voting? I'm talking about since you've been voting in these South and West Side areas. Have they gotten better or haven't they got worse?
It's about the same to me out west. There's
Okay.
never been a change out west.
So how long you been voting? How many years?
Voting, I want to say around 05, 06.
Okay.
I was pretty young. I didn't
Okay,
start
that's cool.
voting at 18.
Oh, but that's okay. That's okay. If you voting for 5 years, that's okay. I'm not trying to make you feel bad or look bad or anything. You're an intelligent sister. You know I know who you are. And so what I'm just saying is, you can't. When listen, something is just not right with us here. I'll just say with the Democrats is here on a local level here in the city of Chicago. Something's just not right. It's something that's not right. So what can we do? What can we do as Democrats? I'm a registered Democrat. Anybody can research that. What can we do?
So what we need to do.
I'm talking about local now. Local.
To the people, that's what I'm talking about.
Go ahead.
For example, there are people that were running in these races. And I can admit, as a younger woman, I was guilty of this myself until I had to educate myself. And that is Black people, and I know that we do it. I know for a fact that we do it. We sit up and vote for people for name recognition or because they look good in a suit and tie or a dress or whatever. We do not take the time. The people that's running against them, we don't take the time to find out what they're about and listen to them.
That's why
Me personally,
Hold it, 206.
I think
just
that
let you know.
Okay, you finna go next, 206. I let her go for half an hour. I gotta let you go. Go ahead, finish up, sister. Then I'm gonna go on to the next brother.
no, I'm just land it right here.
Okay.
The perfect example of that is for the mayoral race when they were in the primary. I supported Jamal Green because the policies that he was putting forth, wasn't only going to benefit Black Chicago, it was going to benefit the whole of Chicago, but in particularly Black Chicago. Nobody wanted to give him a chance. You see what I'm saying? We do not take the time to listen to other people. I even think that maybe Willie Wilson probably would have done a better job than Brandon Johnson. I just do not believe that these other candidates would have allowed, migrants, you know what I'm saying, to overrun the city and, other policies and get us into such a debt that at some point a tax raise is going to be, it's inevitable. He's trying to stall it, but it's inevitable. At some point it's coming. You know what I mean? But on a local level, we need to start paying attention to other people that are running in these races. And also we need to increase the voter turnout. The voter turnout was only 30% in that last mayoral election. And the very people who probably didn't vote in that election are some of the same people that's sitting up complaining now.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got to say.
Okay, go ahead, 206. Area code 206.
Hello.
Yeah, you're here.
Can
Go
I
ahead.
be heard?
Yes.
Hey, another great show, Martin.
Thank you.
Fascinating discussion. Briefly, and when I say briefly, I do try to make it brief, but so the U.S. population is 340 million or so, and let's say people of voting age is a third of that. So let's just make it even 100 million people.
100 million.
So thank you. So then the people out of that 100 million that are willing to vote and willing to take the time to vote, let's say that's a quarter of that. So 25 million. Could be more, could be less. So what's my point in saying this? My point is you have 25 million different political points of view, 25 million different political ideations and passions and feelings, 25 million different political objectives and little pet peeves and whatnot. And you mean to tell me that there's only two politically viable political parties in this country, Democrats and Republicans? What's my point in saying this? I think the political machine in America has nothing to do with red or blue, has nothing to do with Democrat or Republican. You all might disagree, and if you do, I love you anyway, because I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. But I think the political party in the United States of America is white supremacy, period. It doesn't matter if they're Republicans. It doesn't matter if they're Democrats. It doesn't matter if they're independent or Green Party. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. The Republicans hate our guts, and the Democrats historically have hated us as far as official political parties worse than anybody in the history of America.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Your brown shirts, your neo-Nazi, your Ku Klux Klan, your no. Please with the background noise, please.
Everybody, put your phone on mute.
Your know-nothing party. You're lynching a lot of these people for every cracker, every hockey political party you can imagine. So why is it that we are subject to these people and their political machine? And I think something that we don't understand, I'm going to say this, I'm going to be quiet. People manifest their will through institutions. They don't just do it because we as a group of people on the South Side or us South Central LA. This is what we want to. We're going to take, no. Take these streets. No. It happens through institutions. Our leaders are selected in the educational system. They're groomed in the educational system. They're educated. They're indoctrinated. They go through a selection process. We, the people, the black community, we select them to be aldermen, city councilmen, mayors, all these different people that will make our will a reality in the political sphere. We lack institutions. As an example, and I swear I'd shut up. Now, I'm born and raised on South Side Chicago in Hyde Park, right? Went to Kenwood Academy on Blackstone Avenue. Across the street from 49th to 50th, there was something called the A&P Co-op. Does anybody remember that? Down there between Blackstone and Lake Park? Well, you may or may not. But there is a concept where people can collectively own resources such as grocery stores, apartment buildings, businesses, and whatnot. And there was a period of time when that was popular among us in the 60s and 70s, and then it fell off. And the sister said, well, we got people, the one that we're disagreeing with, and we're doing so respectfully, that we got people that won't cooperate, or they won't do this, or they go against the grain. Well, what do honkies do when they got other honkies that's not doing what they want for them to do? They have a judicial system. They have a legislative system. They have a court system. They have institutions through which they can hold members of their group accountable and punish them if they're off code, going against the will of the people. And we don't have that. We have not, we've got all of the resources, but we have not put together educational, political, economic, cultural institutions that can more fully, can be used as tools to more fully meet our needs as a people. And the politics in Chicago is an excellent example. With all them people that went up there, with the possible exception of Gus Abbott, Dorothy Tillman, and Harold Washington, with the exception of possibly those three, honkies have put them in place and put them in a position for us to vote for them, and we end up suffering.
Okay, let's try to refrain from that word.
One last thing.
Okay, real quick. Let's try to refrain from using that word cracker and honky. Let's try not to use that. Okay. Okay, thank you. Go ahead. All right.
One question to the sister that was talking. What's your name again? Sister?
She's here.
I didn't get your name. Yeah, I know, but what's her name?
She had to respond to that. I can't tell you her name. I mean, it's on her if she wants you to know her name.
I'm asking.
She's here. Okay.
Asking her.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Is there other women here on the call, or is it just you?
I thought it was. I'm sorry. Yeah, my name is Terry.
And if you don't mind me asking, what age group might you be? Just curious.
I'm not going to answer that.
Okay.
But
right,
you're getting to this because
I'm getting to what? Oh, you mean why am I asking?
Because yes.
I'm asking because you sound very politically naive. And that's generally someone that's under 35 years old. But I was just asking, if you don't want to, you don't have to answer if you don't want to. So I won't worry about that. Thanks a lot.
I'm not politically naive. I go by, I'm around I work around very.
I didn't say you were. I didn't say you were. I merely said that you sounded.
Well, you insinuated. That's an insinuation.
Okay, but insinuation is not the same thing as statement. Would you agree with that or no?
Well, when you put that out there, it's an insinuation as well as an implication, and
Martin, I'll be listening. I'll be listening and mute my line. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Okay, thank you. I mean, people have their reasons. Somebody just said something.
Oh yeah, I was.
Go ahead, Sarge. Go ahead, Sarge. Go ahead.
Okay, now talking about racism, right? Okay. 1999. Now, I don't know how many people are familiar with LeClaire Courts Apartments in Oak Forest, 159th and LeClaire. But I worked for TCI Cable, and I had to disconnect somebody's cable that stayed on the next block. And the dude was upset, white guy, and he called me the N-word. He ended up catching a felony because when you're messing with a telecommunications employee while their ladder and stuff is on the pole and such and thus, you committed a felony, okay? It's federal. Now, when he was getting put in the back of the patrol car by Oak Forest Police, he said, N-word, why don't you go back to your own neighborhood? And I said, I live on the next block, apartment, whatever C. I can't remember my apartment number. Like, come over. We can have a beer, get some 40s or something. Just for me to be silly like I do, right? That's racism. Somebody calls you a racial slur. Now, that other stuff, Now, I was in, and I'm going to land the plane on this one quick. I'm visiting my daughter out of state. She stays in one of them out there, right? And I think I told Martin about this. I got pulled over by the police. They ran my place. They said that my place belonged to a Dodge Ram, right? I gave them my license. They looked at my license. They looked at the again and like, oh, you got Georgia plates. Yeah. Oh, they look just like ours. Yeah, well, no, this is not your plates. Oh, okay. Sorry about the mistake. And I drove off. And it happened the second time. And I'm like, do you all police officers even talk to each other? Now, I could have said I was getting racially profiled by white police officers in a white area because I drove an expensive vehicle and I'm black. No. Some people just, they take stuff way on Third Earth with the Thundercats, and it ain't even all that. Some things are just common mistakes.
Not all of that.
I'm done. Well, somebody tell me the last time they were in a situation, I mean, a racial slur was used, or we don't want your kind in our neighborhood. Something concrete, not
Sarge, big brother. Let me tell you something, brother. So nobody, hold it. Let me explain this to this, and I'm quite sure 206 can agree with me. You don't have to call a person a racial name to experience racism, brother. We wake up to it. We live it, brother. We watch on the news. We are racial. Why are all our sins are put on the news? And you know yourself, if you watch.
You don't live around white people.
Right. Who don't live around white people? We all, listen, we work with white people. We go to school with white people. We don't have to live exactly around white people. Not to know. It just, we're not saying that they don't do these things. It's not exploited. And our sins are exploited. That's what I'm saying. So
I'm not saying.
Go ahead.
I'm not saying that either, Martin, but when you look at a city like Chicago, okay, the crimes that are committed in the white areas by white people, they do not have as much crime. Now, that's not
true, Sarge. Sarge, come on, that's impossible. Okay. You say that, Sarge. Sarge, you even said on this live, you got how many millions of white people here in this country?
Okay, Mark.
Come on, Sarge. I'm going by what you said, Sarge.
You stop me, sister. Please let the men speak. I'm not trying to be sexist, but let us talk this one out. Now, you look at what's going on. All right, you don't have the doggone quantity of crimes in the city of Chicago by whites that you have by blacks. Now, nationally,
okay, hold it. When you say crimes, are you talking about violent crimes, or are you talking about white collar crimes that they say, fraud, sexual assault? Which crimes are you talking about? You know, petty crime.
I'm talking about the stuff that they show on the news, the drive-bys, the this, the that. You don't have that. When you got the white collar crimes, yeah, you got them here, and then they put them on the news too. And the fraud and the this and the essays. You know what I'm talking about? Right. I know. Essays.
Now, what about what about the white people dropping? What about the white people dropping off guns in poor communities, impoverished communities? And you don't think they're behind these guns? And
okay, what about taking accountability?
Okay. But listen. So, let me just say this. If you drop a gun in the midst of 14, 15-year-old, 16-year-old gang members, do you expect them to think like a 50-year-old man or a 60-year-old man or a 40-year-old man or a 30-year-old man? You don't expect them. They don't have no responsibilities. A person such as you and me, we can't go out there shooting nobody because they bumped into a car. We can't do that because our intelligence don't allow to do that unless we on some type of drugs or something.
Mark,
or some mental illness.
It has nothing to do.
Yeah. So you telling me? So you telling me? Hold on. So you telling me? If I place a gun in a 14, 15-year-old hand and I place a gun into a person that's 40 years old, who you think the likely who used the gun first?
Martin, I'm not even saying that. What I'm saying is this. When we were of that age, okay, if we doggone were in our 12 to 15, we saw a gun. Oh, the way we were raised, we told an adult, I saw this, or we left that alone, okay? We left it alone. Now, with the comments you made about if you put that in their hand, that is another person that is leading another person down the wrong road. Bottom line up front. Now, think about it. When you and I were like, 15, 14, okay, we talking about in the 70s. When was it a drive-by shooting, South Side, West Side, all of that, in the 70s? That wasn't going on back then.
No, it wasn't going on.
That became popular in the 90s.
In the 90s.
It became popular in the
Boys
90s.
in the Hoods.
Thank you. Yeah, that's when it became popular. But that was, hold on. Can I finish? Now,
One of these days,
it was popular.
Oh
my goodness. It was initially popularized by who? Al Capone and them with Thompson machine guns.
White folks, right?
The original gangsters.
White folks.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. I can give equal, a balanced story without dogging out black people and holding up white people, or vice versa. Okay?
No,
now,
but do you, okay, overall, sorry, do you believe in cause and effect?
Yes, I believe in cause and effect.
Okay. Do you believe in this? I have one more question. Okay. Can you believe that crime can be socially engineered? Can you believe that? Do you believe that?
Yes, crime can be socially engineered, and crime is being socially engineered into young people's minds via the music and everything,
correct,
the images and all of that stuff. They think that stuff is cool.
Okay, Sarge, let me tell you this. You brought up a strong point that I was going to back up. When the Italians and the Irish back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, they had the same areas that we lived in, and they were doing the same thing. Not to justify what's going on with our black people, we just a step behind. It's engineered. It's systematic. It's systemic. We got to realize, like the brother just said a few minutes ago, that all of this is designed by white supremacy, and we gonna stay at the bottom. They showing you right now with the last few years bringing in these migrants, showing you that they bring them here to replace you, but these people been doing this for years, 20, 30, 50 years. The Wild Wild West up until now, this is learned behavior for black people. And when you take a situation, yeah, we have a choice. And some of them, all of them didn't turn out to be gangsters, but they youngins picked up Tommy guns, pistols, and did the same thing that our kids are doing. I sit up and watch old black and white movies. and it's glamorized for them. It's glamorized. So we can't let white supremacy dictate what our numbers are and believe this idiot box that we watch. And I like TV. That idiot box in Legacy News to spew their points of view.
Okay.
Somebody backing up
Yeah. So
Yeah, what the hell was that?
that's 206.
That was 206. So I'm sorry. I'm on mute.
Somebody backing up a vehicle.
I
or
got a
something.
question, but
Go-
I'll mute the line.
Go ahead. Go ahead. 206. Go ahead.
Well, let me ask this: the backup vehicle that pulled off, so it won't disturb us no more.
Okay.
Question for Sarge. Now, I think your, I won't say premise, but I think your point of view is, correct me if I'm wrong, that we are in Chicago or in America, we're committing a lot of crime, and there's more crime than there's been, and we're responsible for that, and we're committing most of the crime in America. Is that? Am I understanding you correctly?
No, you're not understanding me correctly. What I said is
succinctly
you have,
so I can understand.
okay, crime is proximity based. Now, where do you have the vast majority of blacks in the United States? In major cities. Has anyone noticed other than me, and I say this constantly, whenever the news says it's a welfare crisis, all of the cameras from CNN and every place else, they go to, who's that? Oh, they go to, It's a lot of this background noise. It threw me off. New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Baltimore, New Jersey, Atlanta, Milwaukee. These are the places where the cameras go when they say welfare crisis, right? And you get the idiot box believers believing, oh, blacks are the problem with welfare. But if they actually did the research and looked into it, like I have and have been doing for the longest, there are more whites on welfare than the entire black population, plus the 20 million aborted by Planned Parenthood black babies since 1973.
And your point in that is what? I believe what you're saying, but your point is in saying this is what's the point that you're trying to make?
My point is whites commit more crimes than blacks all day long, every day.
Oh, I totally agree with that.
Okay, now, where are all of the media circus cameras focused? In urban cities where you have what? Large population of blacks. To do what? What did he say? Systematic racism through, what did the brother say that thing was? Through imagery and all of that. It's like brainwashing, like, what would they call it? You familiar with Operation Mockingbird? When the CIA took over the doggone media to put forth all things that made Americans say communism bad.
Okay, I think
our way good.
The point is clear. It's clear. I got you now.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm saying. So
We got a new. We have a new caller.
It's all private.
Yeah,
we got a new caller.
Okay.
We got a new caller. 612. 612. Go ahead, caller. Eric code 612.
612. What's up, Sarge? How you brothers? Martin, how y'all doing tonight?
Good. Go
Martin,
ahead.
I just found, I know how we can change this over in Chicago. I ain't talking about nobody else. The reason today, as I was telling you about last night, about this Democrat Attorney General, just like Lakeisha, he's in serious trouble. Me and the brothers, we was talking today about we have to have what they call a unified party. Because the same thing going on in Chicago, it's going on here in the Twin Cities. with these new immigrants coming in, and we had a great population of Somalians with Lady Omar. Black people have lost power. These people are benefited from our struggle. From 1965 to 25, how many years that been? Since we've been both Democrats. So the NGOs and these Act Blue people, we are used for a pawn in the game. See, we was always in the game, but the game was not for us to win. See, we gave up something, and we didn't get nothing. When the man said out of his mouth, clearly, since you Negroes on civil rights, I'm going to make sure for the next 200 years, you will be parked on dumb, stuck on stupid, voting Democrat. That was President Johnson. And they meant that. So all these organizations and all these so-called black churches, they all in line. They are getting paid. When that brother exposed the Democrat Party in Chicago, the whole Chicago ignored what he was saying. And when I went through that whole democratic process 6 months ago, I just cried. Every black pastor from city to city have signed an oath with the NGOs, the Blue Act, not to march, not to say nothing when all these immigrants was coming through here. And this went on in 1978. And it went on in the 1940s when all the people from Russia, Ireland, they came in. So when all these immigrants come in, who is part of that? The NAACP, our own people, go against their own people for their greater good. So when they come out to the black churches, what they do every 3 years? Vote blue no matter who. Vote blue no matter who. So if you keep on pushing this ideology and this doctrine, it's hard for 90% of us to break away from it because it's been installed in you. Just like in 1973, the first time I ever seen an Arab man was on 53rd and Walcott. I didn't know what that was. I didn't know what he was. All these kids from Lindblom over there going into his store and he looking up under these girls, grabbing them by their dresses right there by the icy, and a big fight broke out. I mean, last time I seen the whole 63rd Street just went crazy when they whooped them Arabs on 63rd and Walcott. So I didn't know what Arab was. And I said, how all these people who get business in our communities like this is because our black politicians. You have to give a business license to your alderman. So you telling me we got 70 districts, and majority of them, why are all these people still in business, Martin, in our community? All of down 71st Street. Now, those who remember South Shore back in the 73, 74, 75, going into the Funtown days, y'all just close your eyes tonight. Remember how millions of us, it was millions of us, get on the South Shore train, get on the L train, going downtown, going to work and everything. That's when I said, black people, we lost our way. The indoctrination, like the sister said, we will never get together because you got too many different ideologies, too many different religions. So, but when it comes to the Democratic Party, they NGOs, they act blue no matter who. When they put that money behind, they put that money behind one person who is going to dominate everything in Chicago, everything in LA, everything in Atlanta, vote blue no matter who. They is not going to do nothing for us ever because guess what? We're going to do what they know we're going to do. We just going to yap, yap, yap. We don't have a liberation spirit no more. It's gone. It was gone, Martin. The time we were born in 1968. You were 68, baby, just like me. The year we were born, that's when it died. Because we sold our soul for civil rights. We sold our soul. And who benefited from the civil rights? The Caucasian women. Who benefited from the DEI? The Caucasian and other minority groups, as they call minorities. We do not have a dog in the fight. When they created that BS 1971 Black Congressional, that was just that caucus. 1971. In 1971, man, we were 3 years old, brother. 3 years old. Jesse Jackson, all them was putting it in. They had Hollywood people. How they were talking about roots. They said, I read paperwork. They were talking about Alice Haley when he was in Howard, how they was going to create this narrative about all the black people coming over from Africa on shit. Man, look, they had it in motion, and so they wanted to make one party look worse than the other. Chicago was black Republican from the 1910s to the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, was ran by black gangsters. It wasn't no such thing as a Democrat in Chicago until the 60s. In LA, it was not no Democrats in LA during the 50s, 60s, and 70s and 80s. It was not. We didn't start turning blue really until Bill Clinton came aboard and we went national with it. And we've been losing ever since.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've been losing ever since. Since Bill Clinton, we've been losing. We've been losing. Because, oh yeah, he's just like a black man. He's up there with Arsenio. He's playing a saxophone. We brought into that narrative. And what did he do? He signed a bill.
Crime bill.
He signed a crime bill, and guess who was there with? Mr. Biden and all his cronies was sitting there and say, disrespected us to the highest court. And our people still voted for this man. When this man told you out of his own mouth, he did not give a damn about black people. And when he pushed that $10 billion to Maine, Vermont, Delaware, where he was at, man, he gave them immigrants brand new apartments. He gave them everything that we asked for. And when he walked across the stage, y'all remember this, Sarge, he said, y'all better get along to Hispanics because they're going to be the number one minority. They is now marking 66.5 million. We only 42.8 million. So they fight for their resources. And see, our own black women, is the enemy to our community. When I hear these sisters saying brown and black all the time, you will never hear them say that because they know our women love to be out there. They want to be heard. They want to be loud, sassy boys that shake their hips and shake their ass and point their fingers, but that don't move nothing for the community. See, they know we rock. These Hispanic, these Hispanic women, the white women, they got husbands at home that they land with. We the only population that our women in their 70s, 60s, 50s, 40s think it's cool to be by themselves at home. They think it's cool for us to be baby mama, daddies, and all that BS, man. It's time for us to have a unified party. And it got to start in Chicago. Just like we delivered Obama, I believe in my heart, we started in Chicago, the city I was born in, May 26, 1968. If we come together in Chicago like we did for Obama, and these do-nothings, if y'all don't know who the do-nothing is, these are general manufactured white people combined with the people you see on the reservation. Them are the do-nothing people he's talking about. These people get more money than us. They get over $28 billion a year to appropriate the original Native people. And these people got more power than us financially. But they only 2% of the population. So how in the hell they get more money than us? And they from the do-nothing part. And I'm
good. I want that sister to respond to Sister Carrie. I want you to respond to some of the things he made about a woman. So I heard you made a comment. So I'm going to give you a chance to respond. Okay, go ahead.
I think it's very disingenuous as well as disrespectful to sit up and blame certain things on Black women, because the reality of it is we've been carrying this race, no matter how imperfect, we've been carrying the Black community for a long time. The second thing is I want to go back to something. That 1994 crime bill that everybody keeps talking about, that Bill Clinton and all of them signed and Joe Biden sponsored that bill, over 60% of Black people supported that bill. Black clergy and Black constituency went to Washington and lobbied for that bill. You can find that statistic on the Brookings Institute website. The second thing is we have to talk about what policy or what disaster happened that led to that 1994 crime bill, and the reason why so many Black people supported that crime bill because of what was going on in our communities. And if me, I came up in the 90s, so I lost a lot of homies in the 90s here in Chicago. So we all know what led to that. We often talk about the Democrats supporting that 1994 crime bill, but we never talk about what Ronald Reagan did with the CIA when they implemented the crack cocaine era in our neighborhood. And that's a precursor to how we arrived at the 1994 crime bill. We always talk about that, but we never talk about what Ronald Reagan did with the Iran-Contra scandal and the CIA, and how they flooded the Black community with crack cocaine. We seem to leave that part of the history out. But
okay, I'm gonna tell you about that part.
It's very disrespectful.
No, let her finish. Let her finish.
To sit up and blame social ills and everything on Black women, when no matter how imperfect, we've been carrying the Black communities for the longest. That's intermittent gall of you to sit up and say that, and you sitting up comparing us to white women and Hispanic women, when in fact, you need to start talking to some of these older women in their 60s, their 70s, and their 80s, and how they've been sparing family secrets. Black, with this thing about Black women choosing welfare over the man and all of that, talk to some of these women and see why when their husbands died, they didn't marry again, and what they had to go through because they had to stay silent. You know, I think it's just very disingenuous and very disrespectful for you to say that about Black women. We're the most educated group in this country.
Okay, if you're the most educated, then why don't we have our land back? Why don't we have our land back, educated woman? If you're the most educated woman, and you know what? And I'm going to give y'all that. Y'all educated, but y'all priority is for self. And it's a fact. Since 1998, you want to talk to statistics. And Ronald Reagan, yes, that is true. But guess what? Guess where them planes was going to get land at? 3 miles away from Bill Clinton's house. I was in that era. I was living in LA, Chicago, going back and forth. The dope was coming to Arkansas when Governor Clinton was the governor. So all that good crack cocaine, sister, it was coming in Shreveport, Louisiana, and it was coming straight in Arkansas and Little Rock. And we had the Arkansas.
What does that got to do with Ronald Reagan, along with the CIA infiltrating or having drugs flooding the Black communities with crack cocaine?
Okay,
that didn't have anything.
Okay, sister,
let me help you out.
The drugs been charged. I'm gonna land this thing. Drugs been infiltrating our community since the 60s. Since old man Sarge, Michael Ike. If you Google Michael Ike, when he was coming out of Vietnam, during the Frank Lucas area, them brothers, the government always been involved in drugs. They've been in drugs.
You're right, they have. But we're talking about the crack cocaine era and how the crack cocaine era led to the 1994 crime bill. That's what we're talking about right now.
Okay. What happened was when Bill Clinton and our good mayor, Mayor Daley, they got together. Do you know why that crime bill? Because you had young Black men in LA and Chicago was having too much money, and these Black churches started allowing these Democrat people to come into their church. And a lot of church members and a lot of people I know, Martin, you know a lot of them too, we the same age, a lot of our people started getting strung out on drugs so bad where the women was selling themselves for $5 or $6, and you had a lot of demonic spirits was coming within the crack area. I give you that. But why would our people go to Washington, D.C.? All the Black AME church was there. Some people out of Memphis, the COGs, what they call the Kojic. You had the Southern Black Baptists. Yes, they marched in 1994 and went there to Well, Bill Clinton said, we want to help y'all get y'all community together. We're going to give job resources, and we're going to make sure Black men get construction trade jobs to them selling crack cocaine. And they fell for that BS. And guess what? A lot of brothers been in jail right now. I know some been in there since 1989. We fell for that trick. We go to Dawson, trade school, sign on papers. Martin, you remember that. You know, we trying to be good brothers. Get in construction trades. Walls Construction, all them, they paid the Black people, churches, y'all go there, do that. We didn't get none of them jobs. When they checked out our
wrote the crime bill. Biden, some of you Black women keep on praising.
Hey, 612. 612. I just want to. I want to challenge Carrie on something. Black women are not the most educated. They are the most enrolled. Not most educated. They're the most enrolled. You can look that up too as well.
Hello.
They're not the most educated. That's wrong. That's wrong. That is wrong. No, that's not right. No. That's not right. That's not right. I'm being honest with you. Yeah. But I cut 612 off.
Okay, Martin, let
612. If he done, I'll let you go. If he's,
612.
are you done?
No, I was just telling. I can help him out once he get done. I can help you.
Okay, Todd. Come on with it.
Okay, I'm gonna come on with it now. Now, black women been holding down since when? Miss me with all of that, okay? The men were employed and making money, the black men, especially the ones that left the Jim Crow South to come up north to provide for their families. That went all the way through the 60s. Something happened in 1974, and you can look it up. Women were allowed to establish their own line of credit and everything without a husband or father signature. And that was after the Equal Rights Amendment with all them white women. That's when black women got on the, I don't need you. I can get my own doggone credit. I'm entitled to the same educational benefits you and the blah. And that's where it started at. Now, back then, when we was born in the 60s, 62% of black Americans was married. How many black women are married today? 26%. Check that out.
Yep.
26%. Now, check it out. Check it out now. Check it out. They say they're the most educated. Okay. You all are the most enrolled compared to black men. You all ain't doggone out enrolling them white women. See, because white women, they go to college to meet them a husband. Black women go to college to prove they don't need one. And I'm not lying at all. And I got all of these degrees and all of this, all this, that. I'm gonna say this one thing, and I'm gonna land the plane, Martin.
Oh, the ignorance on this line.
Hold on. Can I land my plane, sister? Let me land my plane. Now, this sister told me. She said, I got a BA, I got an MBA, I got a master's degree, and I got a 760 credit score. I said, well, that's beautiful, baby, because I'm a high school dropout who went back to get my diploma so I could join the Army. And I got a 771 credit score, no college at all. Black women are the most educated and the most in debt. What's the average, y'all? Go look up who has out of Black America, who's the most indebtedness with bad credit? It's black women. I'm done.
Okay, we got two more callers. I'm Carrie. Did you want to comment? Let me hold on. Hold on. Let me give her a chance to respond, because I don't want nobody to think they beating up on the woman over here. We ain't gonna have that now. That's sister. She.
That's what's going on.
No. You. Well, I got another. Hold it.
I can't challenge you because I don't know the statistics.
Hold it.
It's just the intermittent call on this line tonight.
We got another woman. Listen.
Black women,
Carrie.
white and Hispanic women.
I don't do that.
That's an issue.
Carrie.
And that's one of the reasons why we will never be united.
Let me say this. I got a black educated woman on this line right now, and I'm going to let her talk, see what she has to say. I have a black educated woman on this line right now. I might have two.
Hello, Martin.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, my dear sister. Go ahead.
How you doing? Good evening, everybody. How are you?
I wasn't talking about you. Hold it. I wasn't talking about you. I know you educated too. But I got another one before you. I'm sorry. Really, I got 317, but 317. I need you to hold for me. Just hold for me. I want these educated women. Okay, 470. Go ahead, 470. That's a black educated woman there too. All right, let's see what she has to say about all this. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening.
Hold on, before you start, sister. I don't need nobody interrupting. Let her talk. Let her talk. Just like she listens to y'all. Let her talk. I don't care if you don't agree with her. If I don't agree with her, I'm not gonna cut off disrespect her. Go ahead. 470. Go ahead.
Good evening. Yes, I've been listening to the panel, and I heard the young lady. A whole lot of times, I think that Black
fight for everybody else, illegal immigrants, Democrats, but who fight for black? We don't even fight for each other. Black people give Democrats a pass for everything they do. I just heard this young lady say that it was okay for the crime bill to be signed, to do all that, but that crime bill was curated to get the black man out the house. White people doing drugs too, they just doing meth. But the crime bill was for a certain type of drug that only black does. And that drug ends up biting Biden in the butt because his son ended up on the same type of drug that he incarcerated so many black men to get them out the home. And when we talk about the black sisters, I don't think nobody was putting black sisters down, but Democrats know black women is the only race of women that will go against their men for a party or for anything. Black people.
People, hold your thought. Let her talk.
Let her finish. Man.
Yeah, let her
Black
finish.
women, include myself, parents, we was taught, go to school, get an education, because you don't need nobody. Take care of yourself. While white people being taught, keep yourself groomed, keep yourself fixed up, get a man to take care of you. But black women, they want to think because they got an education, they so much higher than a black man, when really it's just been the bait to belittle black men. You'll never see Democrats just put a black man out there to lead. They always want to put a black woman over a black man so she can go home and act like the man instead of the woman that God created her to be. Because she got an education, because she's affiliated with this. But black women, you will never hear, even during the race with Kamala Harris, they always use black women to say, Kamala. They always use black women.
Whatever.
Whatever name. They always use black
Come on
women
now, stop it.
to come out against black men. Why y'all ain't vote Democrat? But you will never hear them get a white woman get out there and say, why these white men ain't voting for Democrats or Latinos or Hispanics? They will only put black women up to go against a black men. And Democrats, they will put a black woman up, but you ain't gonna see them blow a black man horn as much as you see them blow a black woman horn. And that's mine.
Okay, we got next female. Hold it, y'all. 503. Go ahead.
That's a good comment, sister.
Go ahead. Nurse. I think that's the nurse sister. Go ahead. I think that's her.
I am
go
a
ahead.
nurse, sister. That's me. It's me.
Okay, go ahead.
What I want to say is,
Go ahead.
I am sick and tired of we're putting each other against each other.
Mm-hmm.
If there was a case, why are we fighting each other? What's going on with the infighting? Black man, black woman is so educated, she this, she so that. Black man is this and he's not that. But the thing about it is, if you are the man, you are the head of the group of people, right? Where's your manhood? Why are you always looking at us? If we get educated, if we do the things we need to do, you are against us. If we stay at home, if we are here, you all are maybe going to jail. You're probably doing anything that you're not in the home. So stop blaming us for your failures. Is what I'm feeling. Exactly. So you saying that? No, I'm not done. I'm speaking, and I'm going to say that everything. Yes, please, just give me a chance, brother. Just give me a chance. I'm not here to. I'm not against you. I'm just trying to get us to get together. We always pitted against each other. Black man, black woman. We all on the internet. All these social podcasts against us. I am so tired of being hit by every fucking body in this world as a black woman. If I get educated, oh, you think you this, you think you that. No, I'm not this, I'm not that. I'm really taking care of your kids. I'm really in the neighborhood. But while you telling me, shame on you for being educated. You think you this, you think you that. But point that finger back at yourself. Where are you, brother? Are you getting educated? Are you in the home? Are you taking care of me? Are you taking care of our kids? Start talking about what you need to do to be there for the black woman. Because the black woman has always been here for everybody. That's just my opinion. Now you can go ahead, brother. I'm done.
No, 317.
Martin.
Go ahead. Go. 317. Go ahead. You want to say something? Because he was before both of the ladies, but I took the both ladies before him. If
okay.
if you don't have a comment,
No,
317, I'll come back to
I
you.
wanted to talk. I wanted to. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Go ahead, 317. We hear
I
you.
just wanted to say something about the young lady before Nurse Lanier that was talking about the Democratic Party. I was literally last night just speaking on that same topic of how they have pretty much divided the Black community. And it seems like that's been their objective for the last 60 years. And we have literally failed for it. We literally are divided by who we vote for. Like, oh, you're voting for this person, you don't care about Black people. Like, I don't even understand the concept of these things. People should be allowed to vote for who they want, but the Democratic Party has been lying to our community for so many years, and we are finally waking up to it. You know, and I'm surprised it took so long because I'm just now getting into presidentials and policies. I've never been one to be in that. You know what I mean? I was one of those kids from the projects that thought my vote didn't matter, as they wanted everybody to think so we wouldn't vote. You know, but I really feel like that we are now waking up, and I don't think that the Democratic Party is even going to get voted in for God knows how long until they put somebody up that makes people believe that we could believe in them again. Because I think they have completely failed us as a community. And that's all I wanted to say. You guys can. I'll just
Okay.
back off
206. I'm gonna let you go, but I got another caller. But I'm gonna let you go. Go ahead, 206, real quick. So kind of make it, if you can land the plane quick. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Listen, 206, a noisy area. Go ahead and take the next caller.
Okay, cool.
Come back.
Okay, 9449.
Can I respond?
Yeah, go ahead, respond.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Go ahead, respond. Go ahead. Hold on.
I want to respond to the Democratic Party. It's not even a Democratic Party. It's classism. Stop with this Democratic and Republican. It's the same bird. There's different wings. It's the same bird for us Black people. Until we understand that they are the same bird, white wing, blue wing. It's the same fucking party, everybody. We need to have some come together. Stop pitting us against each other. Why are we talking down on each other if somebody's educated and somebody's not educated? We need to take care of each other, especially in this climate. We need to come together. Like last night, 317 was on the phone with me with Martin last night. Why come we can't come together as a community? Why are we so separate about our men and women in this country? They had this, it was stated in slavery. They took our men from us. They made us go in a house. We was bed wenches. They did everything. They emasculated our men in front of us. So what you're saying to me is that I am the problem for what the white man has done to you, Black man. And I'm saying, no, I'm not. I'm here and I see it. I hate what they did to you all. So what I'm saying to you guys is stop saying that I am the problem when I'm the one that's here in the neighborhood that's taking care of our people. Where are you? Where are you? They put you in jail. They do everything to you to bring you out of the house. Yes, welfare did that, and they say, oh, well, what Black women chose the welfare over the man. No, what choice did we have? If anybody on this line have ever seen the movie Claudine, when James Earl Jones hid in the closet, when she hit the arm, when she hit everything, and she still hid everything from them, but she was still saying, he here with me, and I'm still taking care of him. So stop this pitting against each other, and let's see how we can work together in this atmosphere. Stop this. That's all I'm saying.
Right. I think she's answering her own question.
Hold it.
I think she's answering her own question.
Hold it. Go ahead, sister.
Speaking on how we all speak. I think she's answering her own question because she started out talking about Democrats. We all saying the same thing. Black people are divided because of this political party. They have divided us, starting with taking the men out the home. That you can't get food stamps, you can't get welfare unless you below poverty. Black people, they don't allow us to get food stamps or welfare. We got a man in the house. If we got a job, if we have a car, if we own a home, but Democrats allow these same illegal immigrants, because my street is infiltrated with them, to get the same food stamp, welfare, and they can have a man in the house, they can own a home, they can have a car.
But see, black people, they blind to that. They can't see that. It's dividing the family when they take that man out the house. Biden said, if you catch a black man with crack the size of a quarter, mandatory 5 years. It ain't open for discussion. The judge can't even change it. So if you take that black man out of that house, mandatory 5 years for a crack the size of a quarter, not realizing some of them people, they sick. They got a mental illness. They got a habit. But they give those same white people, other races, they give them rehab. But they give black people jail. And they've been substituting black having mental ill instead of putting them in mental hospitals. They filling up the jails with them. And my stepson is one of them. He got a mental problem because they pumped him with all this mental drugs in school. They give black people saying they got ADHD and fill them with them drugs. And then when they get older, they go out in the street and be bad because of the drugs they don't feel with them. And let's get back to the point. We're not dividing black men and black women. That's what they want.
You are.
No, okay,
You are. I'm going to tell you, lady, you are.
Hold it.
You are.
Wait, 503. Let her talk. Hold it.
You are.
Hold it. I'll give you a chance to respond. Go ahead.
When my mother and my grandmother was coming up, they did not have educations like I have or you might have. But what they did have was respect for the black man that was in their house. And he was the head. So only thing men require, whether you got education or not, and it's not divided, it's respect. I might not be as educated as you are, but God chose me to be the man, to be the head. So respect that, whether you educated or not. So
well, let me tell you something. God,
hold it, sister. Let her finish. Let her talk. I promise you, nurse, I'll come back to you, but let her finish.
Hey, you doing?
Okay, go ahead. 470. Go ahead. Go ahead, 470.
Do you know back then when the mama was respecting the man was in the house, and we was able to still get government food. They used to set it on our steps, and we was with the man in the house. We was able to get projects. We was able to live in the project with the man in the house because the house wasn't divided. But now it's divided in the black man at the house. So now they're asking, can a woman raise a man? No, we cannot. Regardless of how educated we is, it takes a man to raise another man. Because if another man don't raise that man gonna be angry. I never had my daddy where he was. He'd be very angry, and he'd go out. Crime is up today because of young people that don't have respect for nobody. They don't fear the law. They don't fear the police. They don't fear their parents. They don't fear the teachers. They don't fear the judges because nobody have respect for anybody. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not dividing. I'm saying we do need the black man to take his role as the head. And that's what I'm saying.
We do. I agree with you. And let me tell you something. The things that you stated, I agree with some of the things you have, but don't blame that on the black woman. Stop that. Stop saying that we disrespect them. I don't disrespect black men. I love black men. However, but I'm going to say to them, black men need to love a black woman too. You keep talking about the emphasis. Your emphasis on a black man. We need to do this for the black man. We need to do this for the black man. Of course, but on this same call, you have black men telling me that I'm wrong because I'm educated. That's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with me being educated. I understand that I may make more money than any man I date. I get it. I don't put them down. I promise you I don't. I will help them, take care of them, do what they got to do. But you have to be a man.
Oh Lord.
To be in the presence. That's all I'm saying to all I'm saying to these people is that it's crazy. It's crazy.
Hold it, y'all. Hold it. Hey. Hold it. I'm about to put everybody on mute. Now, listen. 503, I got a question to ask you. Nurse, I got a question to ask you.
Sure.
Define what's a man.
what is a man? I'll tell you. I can tell you two things. It's something called a man and a male. Men run and they take care of their household. Males just have penises and they run around talking about they deserve respect, and they don't even give respect. So it's a difference to me.
Okay.
So a man will take care of his family. A man, I know what I'm talking. He asked me a question.
I asked her. I'm talking.
My opinion.
No, what I'm saying.
No, 206. Hold it. Hold it. I asked her the question.
And I'm telling him what I think.
Go ahead.
Right?
Go ahead.
If I don't know what I'm talking about, then you tell me. Are you a man? Are you taking care of your family? Are you in charge of everything? Are you paying the bills? Are you there for your kids, your grandkids, and everybody else? Are you playing a part of our grandfathers, which everybody wants us to be our grandmother? Everybody on this phone talking about how their grandmother used to be, but you're not talking about how the grandfather used to be. The thing about it is, it's not us against each other. It's what is impacting our community that's dividing us. I'm tired of division. I'm tired of the division.
So you're saying that
I'm tired of division.
206. 206. 206. Just hold it. Let her get out. Okay, let her get it out. I'm asking a question for real. I'm not trying to challenge her or anything, but I just wanted to get her view of.
It's okay.
Right. I'm not trying to challenge you.
I don't feel challenged. Your question is a question. I don't feel challenged.
Okay. Okay. I'm just letting you know where I'm coming from.
On your show.
Okay.
I'm just saying, to me, a man. If everybody want to talk about how black women are educated and they taking care of this and they can't raise this and they can't, that's the role of a man, right?
Yes.
So if I'm saying to you, okay, come on and do it. I'm willing. Come on, let's do this stuff together. Let's do it together. However, sometimes that they have to go out into the world. A black man has to go out into this world and have a white boss sometimes, and they have to be a boy to him. And then when they come home, they want to be a strong male to me. I understand that. I get it. However, don't batter me because what happened to you outside. All I'm saying is we get it, brothers. We understand you. If it wasn't for us, we wouldn't have a fucking community. I'm sorry for cussing, but we wouldn't. We wouldn't have a community.
Okay.
You have all these single black women. You have all these single black mothers. All this. Where's the father? Stop blaming singlehood on the mothers. Where's the dad? If you want a family, then he should say, okay. If he's okay.
Yeah, you next, Marcus.
If he's birthing these kids with these women, why he's not staying there and taking care of them? And if he's going, all I'm just saying is just stop dividing us and let's work together as a community. Stop saying about roles. We are team. Coming from me, and I do make six figures, but coming from me, I need a teammate. I don't have to have. You don't have to make as much as I do. Just to come here and be a companion, be a teammate. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, let's go.
To say when the new person comes, or when you get done with.
Okay, I'll let you come, bro. You next, Roosevelt. Let's Marcus. This is Marcus, then Roosevelt. Right. Go ahead, Marcus. Right. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Marcus. He's been waiting patiently.
So basically, hey, Marcus, hi, Roosevelt. To answer your question, will either political party save us? Neither one of them. They both serve white supremacy. And I have sat here and I've listened to your show, and I got to say it. Anybody can correct me if I'm wrong. But all I hear, and I'm not attacking black men, I'm a black man myself. All I hear in my black community on a lot of shows, is black men putting black women down publicly. I do not hear white men doing it. I do not hear Mexican men doing it. I don't hear Chinese men doing it. We should never air our dirty laundry out in public because white people are listening to this show too. They probably holding on listening to it. Or on Facebook, YouTube, they're listening to it. And white supremacists are. And you know what they're saying? They're sitting back laughing and saying, look at the ninjas. Look at them. Look at the animals. I told you the animals, they don't stick together. They talking about each other. The Democrats nor the Republicans don't give a crap about us. It's all about white supremacy. And then they don't give a crap about the poor whites. It's all about the money. It's all about the 1%. Some of the crimes that these rappers commit, if me and you committed those crimes, we'd be sitting at the bottom of the jail. They're getting out of jail because it's all about money. The music industry is run by white supremacists. The drugs
white supremacists. The white supremacists are bringing the guns and the drugs in the black community.
Yeah.
And as far as black men and women, I think that some men have been hurt by black women and some black women have been hurt by black men, that they kind of take their frustration out in a different form of matter. I'm not a psychologist, but hey, I think that some black men have not taken on responsibility of being a man, and some black women. Somebody said to me, "You had a real mother." I didn't have a real mother. Okay.
Amen.
And my mother had a real father. She was closer to her father than her mother. So you're going to have friction, but we need to quit blaming each other. We need to quit firing cannons on each other. Save that for another day, and let's talk about this political arena. What are we going to do? Why are we even a part of either one of these political parties? Isn't this time we formed our own political party?
Let's call it the Truth Party.
Okay. Let me just say this too. I just want to throw my little 2 cents in real quick. Then you, Roosevelt.
Go ahead.
If you're a woman out there, let's go to any woman on the panel, any women that's listening. If you love a man on conditions, you're gonna be in trouble. You're gonna be in trouble. Trust me, because we all can find something wrong with each other. And you know, for her to make that statement, I think talking about the nurse. If you're a man, if he can lead and all that, listen, men can't lead in every category. You got some men don't even know how to budget a bank account, and it might be the woman's strength. You know, some men may not be good. I'm just saying, but see, we got to be careful with that saying that man and male stuff because he's not. We cannot base a real man, if I may say, because of his financial status. I'm telling you.
That's what I said.
I know.
I just said that I might meet men that may not make the same money. I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned about a teammate. Just like you said, he may not do this and I may not do that. But if we balance each other out in accordance, that would be okay. So what I'm saying, I'm hearing tonight is people bashing black women that's educated, air quotes, that we are too educated for this. I'm not. I love black men. I love my black men. I don't care what you are. If you came out of jail, if you did this, if you don't have as much as me, I promise you, I don't have that. I don't have you have to check a box. I don't have to check the box. I just have, I want a partner as a nurse. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Roosevelt is next. Okay, Roosevelt.
Okay,
Roosevelt was next. Then I got to let Roosevelt, because Roosevelt been real patient. Roosevelt, go ahead. Mr. Roosevelt.
The thing is something now. I heard the sisters, some of them say something, and I guess the biggest question that we can ask is, you know, why as people now that we are so divided? I think that we are divided, you know, getting back to the whole political thing, that, you know, and I noticed with and Martin, I do not mean to say something to get you in trouble, but this is just the truth. I noticed that with the event that happened 5 years ago, which is the C word, how us as black people were much more divided, because we know that the C word, you know, happened, at least so they say. And then, you know, just because different people, let's just say, because even that issue became divisive, because in Democratic, and I think this is what caused me to turn, because the thing is, before anybody talks about anybody, because they always talk about, well, if you turn from one party to another, then you're just bad or you're just that. I think that you need to ask individually to a person, before you come up with that kind of conclusion, like, what made them turn to that party? And I can give you, and I think that we also need to listen to each other and not just be so fast just because one person belongs to one party or the other, but try to find out why a person did what they did. And I can speak for myself. What made me turn more to the Republican Party, because I noticed during that time that the Democrats, who always talk about peace and freedom, were some of the states that were completely always just locked down. Me as a photographer, I couldn't get any work in 2020, all because of that and everything. So I think that my little small business, whatever it is, or something suffered and everything some. It come to find out a whole lot of stuff that they were saying wasn't completely true. And then in the end, when the medicine, I'm just going to use that word, came out, then we were also divided among those lines. The medicated, the Democratic Party picked the medicated against the unmedicated. If you were medicated, you could get all this nice stuff. You can, not have to wear a facial covering. You could not have to do this and not have to do that. And if you went to McDonald's, you can get like a free meal. But if you were unmedicated, then you couldn't get anything. And I just believe that ever since, even though there's always been divisions, I just believe over the last 5 years, because of that issue in the Democratic Party, and it's the Democratic Party that pushed this whole thing. Because
wasn't it a Republican and president doing that? Wasn't it a Republican?
No.
Wasn't it President Trump that pushed out the vaccine?
Stop interrupting, please.
No.
Stop interrupting.
No. It was the Democratic Party that pushed the V word.
But President Trump wasn't out. He wasn't a president during the COVID. I remember him being Trump.
For the first part. But when Biden got in, the first thing Biden said, it wasn't his goal to stop racism against Black people. It was not his goal to do anything for Black people. The first thing he said is that I'm going to put in my first 100 days of president is my goal to get, shots in the arms of over 100,000 people. That's the main thing only thing that he was focusing on, just nothing else. And I believe during that we were much more, wait a minute, that we were much more divided.
Okay, I'm sorry. As a nurse, I'm sorry. Because just the measles and everything, vaccines are needed. So please don't be on this broadcast talking about, please do not be against talking about people not getting vaccination.
We don't let each other talk just
so
because
sorry.
we feel different.
I cannot, I can't let you do that.
Black woman. Hold it, Roosevelt. Hold on. The first sign of sister respecting a man is to listen, whether you agree with him or not. That's for sure. I know.
I listen to them, and I would get out. But
I know.
As a healthcare professional,
okay, I will give you. Hold on. Okay. I will give you a chance to respond to what he's saying. I'm just like.
Let it divide us because, sister, I'm going to tell you something really fast that happened to me. Because at the time, I belonged to a certain church here in Chicago. I'm not going to say which one it is. And, at the time, the church had closed down and everything and all of that. So at the time, I was on the praise team. So every single week that me and the pastor on the praise team, we would come in and we would record a service live. And when the medicine came out, I had my thoughts about it. Or different thoughts than what these other people in the praise team had. Because, when it comes down to, let's just say, Black people in this country, you have to study stuff like the Henrietta Lacks experiment or the Tuskegee experiment. Black people have been experimented on. So I think that we should not just run and grab everything just because the government tells us it's a good idea. So I had my thoughts and everything on it. And just because I had my thoughts on it, and when people on the praise, these are other Black people, just like me, on the praise team was up to asking me, like, was I going to receive it? I just said I didn't know. And I start mentioning them like the Tuskegee experiment. I said, you got to look at the past. And then instantly, all these people who were nice to me for several years when we ministered together, instantly, overnight, just turned on me. And pretty much just something every single time there was a rehearsal, every single time we got together to record the live broadcast, they'd always be bringing it up to me. Until one day I was pressured by them to get the medicine, even though I did not necessarily want it. I had my question. And then in the end, it was so much that happened behind that, I wound up leaving this particular church all over the vision, because I can understand that what you're saying, that certain medicines and vaccines could be necessary. Trust me, I get it. But we should not let it divide us so much to where you make a person feel uncomfortable, to where it comes down to bullying and brainwashing a person. So that's where I noticed more of the division has come over the last 5 years. And these were not white people. These were other Black people, especially Black women, who did this towards me.
I am sorry that happened to you. I'm gonna start out saying that of course as a nurse, you have a personal choice. If you decide not to get the vaccine, I get it. That's your personal choice, and I respect that. I do. However, I have the education and the correlation to explain to you why you may need the vaccine, but you don't have to get it. I'm sorry that happened to you. But the same way that
and I had to leave that church that I was a part of for years that I loved, all because of this division. Because nobody ever wanted to listen to me. No one wanted to hear me out. And then later on, the pastor, tried to extend the olive branch and said, "Well, maybe we can sit down and everything, and you can sit down and explain to them." And my mother urged me not to do it because my mother said and stuff. You tried to tell them from the beginning, what your views and everything on it, and no one was listening to you. No one was listening to you then. No one's going to listen to you now. So I never did. On top of it, my uncle ended up passing away from the vaccine.
Let me just say this to you. That it was a fearful time. It was a fearful time for everybody.
Still, you don't let that rule you. Because we always act like we're so much against. Let's just say a police officer who shoots someone dead, all because they were scared. If that would have happened, we'd be up in arms.
I don't
think that you rule everything by your fears.
I'm not saying that. All I'm saying to you is that we have to give each other grace. They didn't give you.
Hey, who gave me grace? Who gave me grace?
If you listen, give me a chance.
No one gave me grace.
I'm sorry. None. I'm sorry.
So what's this whole thing talking about?
Roosevelt.
No one listen to me. No one gave me grace.
Hold it, Roosevelt. Roosevelt. Control your emotions.
Yeah, Martin.
Lower yourself. Let's hear what she has to say.
I'm sorry. She said, when I just think about the whole thing and what I lost so much behind that. What I had to lose.
Okay, Roosevelt. Okay, Roosevelt. Let her talk. Let her respond. Let her respond.
I am sorry that happened to you. You have every right to. You have every right. That's your body and your choice, right? You have a choice to take it or not take it, and that's okay. All I'm saying to you is that we have to understand the science. If you were a child growing up and going to any public school, you had to get the polio vaccine. You had to get the measles vaccine. You had to have those vaccines. I'm just saying. Oh Lord Jesus. Our Lord Jesus gave us the knowledge and the will to stop that stuff, to eradicate those diseases, right? So I'm just saying to you, you had every right not to take it, and I had every right to take it, right? So I'm just saying, I'm sorry. I just wish tonight that we
business in 2020. I lost my uncle because of the medication.
Let her finish, Roosevelt. Let us finish.
Hopefully tonight, Roosevelt. I'm not going to be able to soothe what you're going through. You sound like you're really hurt from that, and I'm sorry. Don't bash me because I'm a medical professional, but I'm just trying to say I do understand, and I face it every day. I talk to members, I talk to people that if you get the vaccine and you don't get the vaccine, that's your choice. All I'm saying to us tonight on this line, can we stop hurting each other as a black man and a black woman? Why don't we talk about the means of being a family again? Just like last night, 317 is on the phone. He has this fantastic view of 50s. He wanted to go back to the 50s and be a family like the 50s. We cannot get to that point if we always talking about this and that with black men, black women. How can we get together and be a family again? We definitely need it now. If you don't see the atmosphere, what's going on around us, we got to be together. That's all I want to say. And I might just end my call. I'm going to stay on for a little while just in case somebody have another question.
All right.
But yes, the vaccines are safe.
Okay. Let me just.
Look what happened.
Okay. Let me just say this. Hold it, Roosevelt. Let me just say this. Let me just say.
The doctor, not a nurse, came out and said that vaccine. The doctor that kept making us pump it in our bodies, he came out and it was uncovered that it wasn't safe. And then if it was safe, why so many women kept dying after that? Mm-hmm. So many.
Tell me, who do you know that died from the vaccine?
My uncle. My uncle is one.
I'm asking this lady, who did you know? What person did you know? I'm asking you, who did you know personally? What's their name? What's their name? What's their name? I'm asking you. I'm asking you because all you doing. I'm not going to allow you to be on here to say they said. No, tell me who you know. Who do you know?
The person that you know, the one.
I don't know. Who died from it.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
What's their name?
Personally.
Who are they?
Personally.
Mark,
You're not telling the truth.
Okay. Okay.
Mark, can I say something?
Okay. Who's that?
I know some people died from COVID, and she said she a nurse, and she died.
I am.
So didn't nobody die from it.
No. Okay. Let me just say.
She got a little.
I'm not God. I am a healthcare professional.
They got a little degree.
Okay.
I don't have a little degree. I have a bachelor in science in nursing. I don't have a little degree.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, it's little than mine.
Okay.
It's little in your mind. Your mind is little.
No, I said it's little than my degree. I have a doctorate.
Okay.
And what?
But that don't make
falsehood.
Okay. Listen, ladies. Oh, okay. Okay. Hold it, ladies. Ladies.
If she got a degree and I don't. Oh, Jesus.
Okay, ladies. Let me.
Come together.
Miss, sister, let me tell you something. I'm going to apologize to you for getting out of character. But what I want to say to you is that you have your opinion and I have my facts. That's all I want to say.
Okay, well,
y'all. Hold it.
Sarge, if I may.
Hold it, Sarge. She's still talking. 470 still talking. All right. All right.
That's what's wrong with the world today. This woman on here saying, come together. But she have disrespected everybody on this call, but yet saying...
You disrespected everybody.
If a black man want to work, a lot of black men, they want to work, but they'll give them a job with 5 kids and pay them the minimum wage. They want to work and be the head of their house. They'll hire a black man to mop a floor in a store or hospital, and they'll never get that same job to a white man. So we're not divine, but you keep saying you want us to come together, but you have disrespected everybody.
How did I disrespect you? How did I disrespect? I said I respect my black man, and I said that I do not care about a black man or what his wages is. I said I need a team player, just like they mopping the floor. They can do the thing. How did I disrespect anybody, sister? I just said
men that's on the call, so that let me know you'll do it at your house if a man was there. But I'm sure
I feel you disrespected me when I was always patient and didn't interrupt anybody or whatever. But yet you say you didn't want to be interrupted, but just because I had a whole different view of the whole fiasco that happened 5 years ago, you interrupted
about
me.
what happened to you, sir.
So,
I said I'm sorry what happened to you. I'm sorry. The thing about it, if you big hurt, I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now, all right. Let me shift the atmosphere real quick. Okay. I just want to say this statement, and I'm gonna move on. I didn't take the jab because it wasn't enough medical science enough for me at that time. I'll just say that, So I didn't knock nobody else for doing it, but this is my body, and I had the right to say yay and nay. So that's the reason why I looked at the numbers and I said, well, when a new vaccine come out, now you can correct me, nurse, that you got to have studies. It take up to 2 years to really get some data behind it. So that's what I was waiting on before I give into that. That's all I was waiting on. I'm just looking at it. I believe in medical science. I had the flu shot. I had the polio, all the other shots. I had that before. I'm not saying that it didn't, but I was just saying, me personally, it was just too soon for me at that time back in 20. Okay, that's all I want to say.
I understand, but all I want to say is to that fact, when it was like warp speed,
right.
How they was talking about warp speed with the vaccination, because you have to understand it's all red tape and it's about money. It's pharmaceutical people, the research and all that, they want the money, so they're going to keep stretching it. However, at that time, the world was sick. So instead of going through all that, they cut the red tape and they actually said, okay, we got it. We have it. So that's what happened. And I don't mean to disrespect nobody or make anybody feel bad about it. I'm just saying that it's due to that vaccination That's why we're still able to come outside. In my opinion, if you didn't take it, you don't have it. Then just like your choice, your body. Look at the women. We don't have a choice. We don't have a choice anymore about even if we want to be pregnant or not.
Can I?
So I'm just saying. Of course.
You don't have.
Go ahead.
Well, can I get my turn?
Okay.
Can I say something to you?
Okay. Hey, Sarge.
can.
Sarge, hold on. Marcus, go ahead, then Sarge. Then I'm gonna go back to the man. Go Marcus, then Sarge. Go ahead, Marcus.
Okay.
Make it quick.
Martin, as you know, I work for a newspaper. I covered this. I was out there in the street, and I interviewed a couple of police officers. I interviewed a couple of military people who said that they weren't taking that vaccine. They weren't taking that vaccine. In fact, the police was battling, the police union here in Chicago was battling
they were.
the city because they weren't going to take the vaccine. Now, to say to some other folks who said that people died, yes, there were side effects. People died. Somebody's rattling something. There were side effects. People died from that. They already had other medical issues that the doctors probably hadn't detected. My mother took the shot. It didn't do nothing to her. I took the shot. It took me a while to convince myself to take it, but then something inside of me just clicked, and I took the shot out there when we were out there in Dalton, Martin. I took the shot right there and got the second one. I didn't get the third one because doing sports, the White Sox told me it'll be over soon. Why take it? Just wait it out. Nothing never happened to me though. I took both of the vaccines, not the third one. Nothing that I know of has happened to me medically. So I think it was a lot of misunderstanding, misinformed people. A lot of people died. They had other medical illnesses that they probably didn't know
Say
about.
that.
When they took
It's
that
called
vaccine,
comorbidities. Mm-hmm.
and they died. But some people are blaming it. A lot of people, because of the media, are blaming it on the vaccine.
Okay. All right, Sarge.
Mark,
Sarge.
can I say something?
Okay, after Sarge.
Regarding that vaccine?
Yeah, after Sarge. After Sarge.
I've been trying to say something for like 30 minutes.
Okay. Well, you gave up your spot, man. Okay. 37317.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Don't forget about 206.
Okay. Listen.
Just let me know when. Mark.
Okay.
Let me know
Come on. 317. Then Sarge. Then 612. Then 206. Come on, y'all. Been on 3 hours.
I just had a question.
Is it real? Hold on. Is it pertain to what we talking about now? Because I don't want to change the mood. Because I want to stay on this real quick.
No. It's definitely out. I've been trying to ask this question for like 30 minutes. Miss Lanier was giving, when you asked her what a man is, she started giving her what she thought a man was, and I was just want to know. So, is she saying that a man is only based upon what he can do for someone else, or because y'all never reiterated it, then y'all went on to something else? I was really listening.
You asking me what I believe a man is?
Wait a second. I'd love to know what a woman thinks, or how she feels, or what she feels a man is. So I was really interested in that. But what she was saying just sounded like a man is only a man if he has something to provide for someone. And I just wanted to see.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I date men. I date men who don't. I date men who don't make money like I do, and I actually take care of some of those men. Okay?
I'm just trying to finish. That's all. I'm sorry. I just want to finish. But what I was saying is that is what you said. Actually, you said, "Are you a man? Do you provide for your family?" You said nothing about somebody's character, or you said nothing about, is that person going to love me? Is that person going to leave me? You didn't say anything about.
I didn't say anything about you having the money that I have. So that's not true. That's not true. The only thing, the problem is to me is I think that for me, being an educated woman, that some men, black men who's not as educated as me, they have a problem with it. And I understand that. And I give you grace for that. I never said anything about you have to make money and you have to do this. I said, are you a provider? Every woman wants a provider. What's the matter with that? Just like somebody, I just heard, like one sister was on here saying that white women go to school, college to get a husband. Black women go to school to get an education. We don't go there for a husband. So what is the difference? So if she's going to college to get a man that's scared to be educated to provide for her, why are Black women then villainized? Because we saying, hey, can you do what the can you provide for me? Can you protect me? Can you be my grandfather? Can you come and put the check on the table and I be okay and I take care of the kids? Can you do that? That's all I'm saying. But if you can't do that, hey, let us be a team. I don't care. I understand about loving and all that. That's great. But I'm saying teamwork.
So
but you telling me I need to wash your clothes, I need to cook for you, I need to take care of your kids, I need to go to work, I gotta go 50-50, I do all this for the women. So I'm just saying to you, brother, why is it a problem when Black women say, can you help us or provide for us? Why is it a problem? We looked at
Mr. Martin.
What is it?
Mr. Martin,
why is it a problem?
so I can respond, because she doesn't let anybody
They don't think we deserve that. They don't think we deserve that.
Okay,
like, I would like to respond.
We're not worried about that.
And there's a reason why.
Okay.
Too. There's a reason why.
Okay, we're not trying to get into a gender war on here. This is where it's going. But okay, go ahead, 317. Don't try to stir the pot up too hot now. All right.
I ain't gonna set it off.
Okay.
I was just saying that nobody said anything was wrong with a woman wanting a man to provide. That is what women look for in men. They look for security. They look for peace. They look for protection. Those are things women look for in men. But that's not what you said.
I just said that to you. You just repeated it. You just repeated what I said. What did you hear?
Martin, if it's gonna be like that, Mr. Martin, I don't even want to talk. Just let her do whatever. Put me on mute. I'll listen to the rest of the show.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. I think Sarge. Yeah, Sarge. Then 612. Then 206. Go ahead, Sarge. Sergeant.
Okay. Point number one.
Whew, here we go.
Women do have control if they get pregnant or not.
Yeah, I know.
Okay? Y'all got control over that. Stop playing. Point number two. Men, we don't give a damn how much money y'all make, and we really don't give a damn about your education. We don't care. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you're talking about, well, I'm making this. Okay. Look, I use my son for example because he's making more money than I'm making. He's 32 years old. Okay, no children, never been married yet. Waiting on marriage to procreate. Little homie, net, not gross, net. $96,000 a year after taxes. $96,000. So all this. Oh, I make six figures. Anybody can make six figures. What's the net? Because he's on schedule 3 years from now. As long as he's keeping everything going the way he's going, he will be netting six figures a year. No problem. Right now, myself, I just take home a little measly $72,000 a year, which somebody would have to make like $106,000 a year on paper, gross, before they start deducting everything to bring home what I bring home tax-free all year, every year, plus all kinds of cost of living increases. So when you're talking partnership, Black relationships, it's got to be partnership. See,
that's what I said.
It used to be, I'll go bring the bacon home, you cook it. That's how it used to be. But like I said, and you all could research it, 1974, once, the fair credit, this and that, you can get your own credit. That's when you had a number of Black women, I'm not saying all, a number of Black women, they got all, I don't need a man to do A, B, C, D, boo, 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 boo. And eventually Black men just said, forget it. This one here appreciates me. And when I said the college thing, okay, you will get, Becky will see a brother, he got potential for athletics or whatever it is. She'll stick with him to see where things go. These black women want to already, everything got to be all together. Everything. You got to have your whole doggone rap laid down. You got to have it all.
Are you sure about that, Sarge? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Because I'm sure.
About that.
I'm sorry. That's not true. That is so hilarious. That's hilarious.
Whoa, sister, before you get cranking.
Oh my God.
Before you get cranking.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Oh my goodness. See, there we go.
Hilarious.
I did. How you gonna tell me to go
That's
here?
Hilarious.
I'm the one that
It's hilarious, Sarge.
There you go.
Hilarious. I'm just saying.
There you go. See, that's black women's problem. They don't know how to shut the hell up.
No, but the thing about it is, you don't know.
No. Stop.
Okay.
That is crazy
Sarge.
to say that.
Sarge.
Sarge.
Sarge. Hold it.
You're talking about black women, and that's not Sarge. What you're saying is not nice.
It's
not nice, and it's not nice. Okay. I'm just saying, stop that.
Okay.
No, I don't care about nice. You got reality. I said some. I didn't say all. I got a black daughter.
You have a black mother.
If it's all black women, then it's uncluded too, ain't it?
Okay.
Why do they always say that?
Okay. Okay.
I said some. Mama, I'm a black. I know that's the next thing to come up with my little light skin ass.
Okay. 317, hold it, brother. I'm about to put you on mute. Okay. Sarge, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Martin. Now,
hurry up.
You heard what I said. Did I not say some black women?
You said some.
You said black women.
He said some. He said not all. He just said some.
Okay.
He just said some. He did say
Martin
that.
heard me, and that's one thing with a lot of black women. Not all. They hear what they want to hear, and they run with it. They hear one thing that triggers them, and that's all they hear. That's the reason they mess up with black men so bad. Can't follow instructions worth a damn. Because they hear things that they want to hear, and they grab onto it like a fish on a hook with a worm.
Okay. Get to your point, Sarge.
Let's get to your point. Land your plane like you do. Land your plane.
Oh my God. See, that's what I'm talking about. We'll be like, just hear me out. Now, we can't get finished quick enough for y'all. A lot of black women, you can't, as a black man, you can't get done quick enough.
God.
What you mean, you rambling, bro?
Come on, Sarge. Come on, you got to finish it, bro.
The man just told you be rambling. It's just not me. You heard the man say you be rambling?
You know what? I wouldn't be rambling. I would not be rambling, and Martin can attest to this. If I'm allowed to make my point and not get interrupted in the process of, I don't shift gears. And Martin can attest to that to be a fact.
Land the plane.
So,
come on,
like
man.
I said, I'm finna land a plane. Black men don't give a damn how much a woman make. We don't never cared about a black woman's money. We never cared about a black woman's education. We care about providing, being respected. We go out in the world, in this white world, dealing with all this white. And all we want to do is feel like a man when we come home because we done doggone did all we had to do to provide a home. But soon as we come,
that's what we appreciate that. We appreciate that.
Sister.
Mark.
Yeah.
I'm not saying nothing else.
Please let him land the plane. I'm tired. Come.
You say that every time.
Okay.
Let him land that plane. Sarge, come on, land that plane, man. I'm tired. Let's go to. We got 612 and 206.
No, Mark, not through, because she's gonna keep talking.
Okay.
She gonna
All right. Okay.
Keep talking.
Okay.
So I'm done.
612. Go ahead. 612. Then 206. 612. Go ahead.
All thing I can say, Mark, I see this is the spirit of indoctrination. I mean, this is a indoctrinated spirit that the Blue Ladies were saying that how these Caucasian people and those who are in line to separate us, because there's no way we should be arguing going back and forth with this young lady about her ideology and her indoctrination, the way how she been raised. See, this is how all this got started. In the beginning, how can we divide these sisters? And that's why you think you have more of them in the church. And when you see the Democrat parties and other people come to churches, who are the majority of the church? To women. So therefore, they got one leadership that they pastor or they bishop. So whatever this indoctrination they tell them to do, they're going to do. So when they come home to that man, if that man is in the home, this all they have to fall on is what they've been schooled with, what they've been indoctrinated with, within a religion ideology, and this is the divide. But the key is to bring unity on your show. And this has been a good show, y'all, but we got to stand on business and be about this unity. See, one thing we haven't talked about is our youngins. Man, this is a big problem in Chicago, is our youngins. Martin, you know for a fact, when Harold Washington and Marlene Carter and Carol Mosley Brown, all of them was doing their thing, brother, they would come out to the high school. I was going at Finger High School at the time in '82. They would come to our school, even though we weren't old enough to vote, Martin. Did we not participate? Putting up signs. We going to the alderman at the time. My alderman was Carol Austin's husband, Brother Ken Austin. May he rest in peace. He was our alderman in Wild Honey. I wasn't old enough to vote, but brother, I was engaged. See, a lot of our young brothers and sisters, we not engaged. And back then, a lot of men and women in Roseland in certain areas from the east side to the west side, the brothers was in the home. They was in the home, and we had to get out there to partake in certain activities in the political realm. Not all, but the ones who had fathers in the homes and the ones who engaging with the Shaw brothers, you was engaging, with Tim Evans and and all these guys. You had to get engaged so you could see what's going on. Because at the time, Martin, we were still fighting our own struggles. And you in the trade just like I am. So you know how hard it was for our black women to always stand behind us. But we didn't get no support. So I'm saying this to you, a lot of our struggles that we had in the city of Chicago and all around the country, when the brother said something happened in 74, yeah, we had a bad shift from 74 to 82. Something happened. And I don't know what it is happened. And that black support, black women start going to college a lot. They start going to Oliver Harvey, Malcolm X, Chicago State University. And once their education and indoctrination they start getting, they just said, well, look, this black man, I don't need him. I don't need him. I don't need that. But at the same time, y'all understand, united we stand, divided we fall. And with that, I'm landing my plane.
206. Let 206 come on with it. 206.
Does she if she wants to respond briefly, I don't mind letting.
Okay, go ahead. She's going to bring
I'll respond. I'll respond briefly. I understand what you're saying. Stop blaming that we become educated, that it's educated and divided us. That's not true. That's not true. In my opinion, that's not true, because I'm not divided out of my community. I like I said before, I know sometimes I may make more than my counterpart. That's not the issue. My issue is that sometimes the men have the problem with me making the more money. And I don't think you guys don't realize that.
Listen,
you actually, I'm not badgering you. I'm not bothering you. Sometimes it just becomes uncomfortable in a situation like that. And my experiences of dating a man that doesn't make what I make, I'm not saying that you had to. So just stop. It's not that I became this and I became that and I didn't support you. I do support you. However, it seems like I became a threat to you once I became educated. And I'm saying, no, I'm not. I'm not against you. I understand, like you said, you go out and you have to work these hours with the white man. I said that earlier. I said, I understand you got to go out. You have to do this. You have to do that outside for the white man. And when you come home, you want to be the king. Of course you are. But then you take, sometimes it's like that anguish that you couldn't get out, or that aggression to the man, air quotes, that you want to come on and take it out on me. And I'm saying, let's just be partners. Let me understand your day. Let me help you with your shoes. Let me have your dinner done. I am still educated, but I'm a domesticated woman. I am 52. I know how to take care of my man and take care of myself. What is the problem with that? What's the issue?
All right, 206.
Okay, I'll tell you.
206, come on with it.
Hold on, brother. 206. I'll make it quick. I'll tell you what's wrong with that. Sister Nurse. I think you said your name was Lanier. Is that you refer to
It
as
is.
Lanier? Is that your name? Okay.
That's
Okay, thank you. Brother Mark, man, Dynamite Show, man.
Thank you.
You cooking with hot grease tonight, brother. But let me say this. Let me say this, and then I'll be quiet. I disagree with you, Miss Lanier, because my point of view is a little different. I'll make it quick. The issue is not the money you make in your education. In my opinion and in my life experience, the issue is love. Love. It ain't money. It's not education. And I'm going to say this, and a lot of the brothers might not even agree with me when I say this. It may make them mad. But many black women in America, I swear as sure as I'm on this phone talking to y'all, they do not love black men. They don't. Okay? And black men know this. Number two, it gets worse than that. Many black women do not only not love their sons, but some of them actually hate their sons. Okay? In the black community, listen to me now, listen to me real careful. The rate of mental, physical, and emotional abuse in black female-led households, father-led households too, but we're specifically talking about females. Mental, emotional, and physical abuse is rampant in our community. This is the catch. Check this out. If you don't listen to anything, listen to what I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, this is important. Men don't do for women and the family because that's what they're supposed to do. Men do and make sacrifices for women, for their women folk, because the women folks love inspires them to do so. Okay? There's no roles here. It's how a woman's love, starting with their mothers, affects their spiritual, physical, emotional selves. And then we're willing to partner with you and make sacrifices for you and protect you and to support you. Because starting from when they're little boys, their mamas did that for them. And we are living in a country where you have millions of black men that ain't truly been loved by nobody, and definitely including the black female. In addition to that, and I'm going to wrap it up now, I'm going to wrap this up. But a man's one, let me just speak for myself. If the brothers agree, they agree. If they don't, they don't. But I am attracted and feel a connection to women that need me, okay? And women that are woman enough and have the courage to admit that they need me emotionally, materially, physical protection, intimate, and maybe even sexual comfort. This is an ingredient that's missing in the black male-female relationship. The problem doesn't start when you go to college and you get your fat paycheck. The problem starts soon after he's born, and that relationship is severed or is never formed because of this. Remember earlier today, I was talking about institutions, right? The most important institution that humankind has ever created is the family. Okay? And the center, the cornerstone of that family is the woman and child. The father, like the sun in the sky, revolves around that circle of life, and he nourishes it with his love, with his compassion. He nourishes it with his providence and his I can't think of what I'm saying, but y'all get the idea. And he does that because his mother showed him that when he was a child, and then that love comes back, and then he's willing to be a teammate to you. But if you haven't loved him, and many black women in this country don't love him, then he's not loving you. And that's a big part of the problem. All the education and the money, that's subsequent. That's a subsequent part of the problem. But the absence of love is the main problem as far as I'm concerned. So let me ask the sister a question. Let me just ask, and I swear I'll shut up. I swear I'll shut up. Let me ask you.
No, go ahead, Marcus. You're doing a good job. Go ahead.
Marcus? No, it's 206. It's actually Brother
206,
Allen.
okay.
It's not Marcus.
Okay,
I like his comments. Now, I was in the Navy. Check this out. I was in the Navy for 6 years. I was a hospitalman. I was stationed with the United States Marine Corps. And back then, when I was in the early 90s, when I was active duty, the vaccine that nobody wanted was the anthrax vaccine. So they would come to me and have me, because I had access to their medical records, and they would say, sign off that I got this vaccine. I don't want the vaccine. And I'm thinking I can get court-martialed for that. But the officers that court-martialed me, didn't want the vaccine, wanted me to put it in there. So the vaccine question is an old question. And, I don't blame people for being skeptical. And I've talked enough, so I'll just leave let the sister respond or anyone else respond.
Okay, Bill.
What was you said you had a question for me. I didn't hear the question.
Yeah, but he didn't ask.
Well, okay. I'll ask the question. You mentioned education often. What is your definition of education?
It's street education and it's book education. It's a difference, and it's a blessing to have street. You can be street educated, and you can be book educated, and it's a blessing to have both of them.
Sister, define. I didn't ask for the explanation. I wanted the definition. Since you gave me two educations, let's start with define both of them for us, so we'll understand exactly what you're talking about. Go ahead.
Well, if you're book educated, then you know that you have been through the sciences, you've been through the theories, you've been through all that. That's a book education. But when you're going through street education, you're taught by the experiences of your life. That's education of the streets. Those are my definition of it. But I want to tell you this, and it seems like to me, and what I'm hearing is that I am kind of getting attacked because I say I'm educated or I'm the nurse. I'm not saying that why is it an issue when a black woman is educated? I want to ask you brothers that. It's not about, I'm telling you, I just said to you guys on this line that I love black men. Wait, give me a moment. I love black men. I am educated. I am a educated woman, but yet I'm domesticated. I do love you. So what is the issue with you guys now with that? It's like, oh, well, in 1970, when a woman was able to get credit and they said that they didn't need a man. Do you understand that women, when they had to depend on a man, when they needed them, and the men knew that, some of them were abused. So you have to understand it's different things or different ways that you have to look at why we start saying, I don't need that in my life. I remember growing up in my household in the 70s, when my father would do things to my mother, and I saw it, I would witness it, and the police came and they said, oh, that's your wife. So she was his property. So when we start saying we don't need you anymore, it's a problem, because when we needed you, you probably didn't handle us in the correct way. I grew up with Gina Tay. I could bring home the bacon, fry it up in the pan, but never let you forget you a man. Yeah. So I'm saying that's me. I grew up in that. So stop attacking me because I'm educated. I'm really saying I'm educated and domesticated. What is the issue?
206. Hold on, let me just say something real quick. First of all, this is what this through my observation. Black women, just from me to you, no disrespect. Quit relating your mother experience to your experience.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Please don't do that. Please do not. That's a big mistake. Trust me, that's a big mistake. A lot of women are living their parents' experience, and that's not good. Not men too. You can't do that, people. We live in a different day at a time.
Please, my.
Listen, I understand.
You had some men on here that said that when the mother don't love their son. I literally just heard the man say when the mama don't love their son, and then he's saying when he get in a relationship that we need to love them, so we got to repair him, fix him, and still love him, overlove him. But he just said when the mama don't love me,
Okay, hold it. Can I, nurse? Can I ask you a question? Hold on, let me just say something. Have you ever been married before? Yes or no?
I've been married. I was married for 26 years.
Okay.
Yes, I was.
Okay. Now you should know better. You should know better you should know how things works. You should know better.
I know how things work. That's what no. You should know better and know how things work. We all should know better. We all are adults.
Now you're getting personal.
I respect you because you just said you should know better.
You should. If you've been married for 26 years, you should know not to compare your mother experience with experience right now.
Experience experience is my experience. That was my
no, it's not.
I just said I
No.
watched my mother.
Okay.
I watched my mother, and from my mother experience, I'm her daughter, so she taught me from her experience.
What?
So you got to say your father teach you from his experience.
Listen, could she?
So that,
Could your
you cannot,
could your mother have been wrong? Could you, hold on. Hold it. Could your mother have possibly been wrong?
Of getting her ass whooped by my father?
I asked a question.
She was not wrong.
Okay. Okay.
No, I'm saying no. And looking back, and I talked to both of my parents as an adult, and I told my father that he was wrong. He apologized. So no, that's my experience. You don't know my experience. You can't minimize my life, and I'm telling you what I saw.
So did you?
You literally let a man on. You didn't ask this man talking about the mothers didn't love their sons. You didn't address that. But when I say what my mother taught me or what I saw my mother going through, you telling me I can't live her experience. But that man, the men are still able to say that his mama didn't love him enough.
No,
black women don't love him because we got to fix that. You address that.
Hold it. You're getting in your emotions now. You can't let your emotions get. First of all, the brother explained to you. Listen. I'm just telling you something. Okay. Well, let me just tell you this. Your education, and I'm a repeat Sarge, don't mean nothing to men. Not a real man. What you make don't listen. But hold on. No. You're not, ma'am. Listen. First of all, are you gonna let me talk? Hold on. That's all you've been talking about. That's all you've been talking about. Your education. Okay, men have a problem. Well,
I love black men.
Hold it. Are you gonna overtalk me? Now, first of all, you love black men, but you can't be quiet and listen to me. I said listen to you. I'm the host. I could have muted you, but I didn't. But can you give me that respect?
Go ahead, Martin.
Thank you. I respect you too. But I'm showing you respect. You talking respect, but I'm showing respect. So which one you gonna do? You gonna do both? You gonna talk and show me some respect? Please do. I sit and listen to you quietly. I really did. I let you respond to every rebuttal. Listen to me. You apologize too much. You really don't mean it because you keep apologizing about the same thing over and over, over and over and over. Now, no. What I'm just saying is, you don't mean what you say. I'm just telling you. According to your actions, you do not mean what you say because you keep apologizing for the same thing, not only to me, to the other gentlemen. You just keep apologizing. And listen, I respect you. I don't know who you are personally, but I respect you. But I'm saying it in love. I'm not allowing the women to get beat up by the men. Listen, I give you a chance to defend yourself or your opinion, your thought, or your statement. I tell her, hold it. Let the people talk. Let the ladies talk. And I'm going to give you a chance to defend yourself, to respond. That's what I do on here. This is not my way or the highway. Because a lot of stuff you said, I don't agree with. But I didn't hit the mute button. I didn't hit the horn. I just let you talk. Because you have that right. Because that's why we call it live, uncut, unedited. You speak your mind. You have an opinion, and it's your opinion, or you have a fact. It's yours. But let me get to the point. This is what I was trying to say earlier. A lot of young ladies watch their parents' relationships and they base a relationship on what that happened. Now, I did that. Now, my mother told me that I would never be nothing. I'll be wound up in jail. That's what she told me. And that hurted me. So as an adult, I made in my mind, cussed me out many times. God bless my mother, bless her soul. Hope she made it in. I said this, when I have my family, my children, my spouse, what I was going to do is two things that I did. I never swear at my children. I never cursed at them. I never talked down at them at all. I think my oldest is like 28. Never. If she was standing right here, all of them, they said, man, my daddy never cussed me out. Never. Did I discipline them? Yes, I did. Did I love on them? Yes, I did. Did I help them with their homework? Yes, I did. Did I go to school? Yes, I did. Did I take them to the doctor? Yes, I even tried to do their hair. Wasn't a good job of that, but I was a father. I loved them. And I told them, I explained to all my children, I said, listen, some things that I'm doing, you may not be able to understand right now. But when you get older, you'll be able to say, that's why Dad did what he did. Now, I had 3 girls. Got 4 now. They like boys. Now, I said, listen, there's nothing wrong with liking boys. But this is what Dad wants you to do. I want you guys to finish high school. And once you become grown, you can do whatever you want to do. But this is what I need you to do. I need you to focus on your education. Now, I can truly say, my oldest daughters, I never lost none of them to the street, none of that. The only thing that I'm disappointed that they don't have no husbands. That's the only thing I'm disappointed at. They should have some husbands. But my point is, I make sure I stress education to them. That wasn't stressed in my household at all. When I came home, I didn't go straight to the homework. I went outside and played. Then when I came back, it was time to eat. Then I was too tired and full to do some homework. So I was behind. I was really behind. And I went to the public school system. They just pushed me through. I was reading at a 6th grade, almost 7th grade level, graduating out of high school. Grammar school, I'm sorry. It wasn't until I got into high school that I really took learning serious. And I had a whole lot of catching up to do. And I did finish high school, 4 years straight, no summer school. But I had to work twice as hard because when I was in grammar school, I didn't take my learning serious enough. I did just enough to get by. So my point is, as a father now, as an ex-husband, I gave all what I had and what I had learned from my parents that I thought was appropriate, that was right, and I instilled it into my family. So some things that I seen, my mom and my dad, I grew up in a 2-parent household. I said, no, this ain't gonna never happen in my household. And I made it my business. I've seen some things that I wouldn't dare say on public. If I was talking to you in private, I'll tell you that I seen my mom do. I've seen some things my father did that wasn't right. But I said that wasn't going to be Martin Johnson at all. And when I got married, I told God at the altar, I said, God, if this don't work, it won't be because I didn't give it my all. I didn't try. And that's what I said. I made that commitment to myself. I was called all types of names because I wanted to be this husband that never cheated on his wife. I was called gay this, gay that, you this, and all that. But I wanted my family. That's all I wanted. That's all that meant to me, my wife at that time, and my children. And I want them to, one thing I said, God, let me live to see all my children grown. And I want to know before I leave this earth that they are able to fend for themselves and take care of themselves. That was my goal. I got 5 grandchildren now, so I'm still going. So I know if I close my eyes, I know all of my children, maybe except for one, I got 1 teenager, will do okay. They all are doing fine. I thank God for that because of the training. Me and their mom, I ain't gonna take all the credit. We instilled in them. I shield them from certain things. They never had to ride the bus. They never had to get on the red line. I'm picking them up. I'm dropping off. It was no Uber then, but I was the Uber then. I made sure that they had a schedule. So I didn't want them to bring no babies in the house at all. So if they was doing some sex, they had a small window to do it. And also, I had to talk with them, especially the ladies and my son. I said, now listen, Daddy don't want y'all out there having sex. Now you talking about a developing 16, 17-year-old coming into their womanhood, feeling themselves. They want to put on a little eyeliner and makeup and, do all this. I said, now listen, I said, do you know how to protect yourself having sex? And they look like, okay, my father, yes, I'm saying it. I need to know that. because it's your duty as a young lady, as a teenager, to protect yourself. You can't depend on the guy to put on something coming to you. Now, you need to know this. Now, I taught this in my household. I was straight up open with them. Open. And guess what? I didn't have no babies, no abortions, none that I know of, to my knowledge. None, without the father, because here in Illinois, you can have an abortion without your parents' permission. I don't see why, but that's Illinois. I don't know how it is in other states. So these are the things I did for my family. So I'm practicing what I preach. My mama cussed me out. My father cussed me out. They did some things that wasn't right. And it went with me in my adulthood. But I told myself, Martin, when you have your family, don't be like your parents did you. Take the good that they did, but throw away all that wasn't right. So as a young woman, watching your father whipping your mother, you know not to get a man with similarities of that man. So right away, you should be able to identify abuser, especially a physical abuser, that put their hand on women. Some men do that, and that's not right. And some women provoke that. Some women like to get tossed up, not, beat around there and made love to. They respond to evilness, or when a real man come, they figure, okay, what's his angle? I can't get his angle. He ain't trying to go to bed with me. He got his own everything. He's real nice to me, but I don't know, girl, I'm getting second thoughts, because a good man that crossed your path and you don't know how to accept it a lot. There are plenty of good men out there, but some of them don't want the ones that want them, and vice versa. And we all are ugly to somebody. I don't care how fine you are. You may not be attracted to certain people. And that's the case. So I just shared my testimony. That's why I said what I said. Don't let your parents' experience become your experience when you grow up. That's all I was saying. No disrespect, taking it all, but it's some things that I seen my parents do that wasn't right, and I didn't mimic that. I made sure I stayed away from that. I didn't drink. One of the parents drink. One of them smoke. I didn't do those things. I made sure, that I was a living example in front of my children. I was their superhero. That's make sure. I remember one time my son said, man, my dad is the strongest man in the world. I could have jumped off the highest building in the world. When he said that, I felt good. I got a son that stand almost tall as me. And when I talk to him, he hold his head down like a little kid. And I don't have to yell. I don't have to scream. I don't cuss at him. And I give him good information. I always say, son, have I ever told you anything wrong? He said, no. I said, just listen to me and trust me. Trust the process. I've been through what you're going through. I've seen this before. Listen to your dad. I tell my daughters the same thing. If a young man don't love himself, he cannot love you. And I tell him, if a man never made a commitment to finish high school or go get a GED or get a trade or go to the military, leave him alone, because he have already proven that he's not committing to nothing that's worthwhile. That's one sign of finding a good man, a good person for you. You can't be overwhelmed in them likes and what they do. What he do for you, he spend money, treat up. Sometimes it's love. I got a friend, and I'm not gonna mention their name, and they well off. And they always tell me, said, Martin, I would trade all this stuff in that I got and live in a shack as long as I could find somebody that loved me, he loved me, and I love him. That was a profound statement. And I know who they are. They might be listening. They might not. But that's what they told me. And they well off. They stable, but that material things not making them happy. I mean, it's only so many trips you can do. It's only so much real estate you can buy. It's only so many fancy restaurants you can go to. But it's that the real companionship that you want. Somebody just worship the ground that you walk on, if I may use that term. That's a beautiful thing, to be in love. Some people love on conditions. If you can't do this, I'm not going to love you. If you can't do this, then that's not love. That's not real love on conditions. The scripture said love covers a multitude of sin. That's my case, y'all. I'm going to leave it right there. And we can close out with this. If anybody want to say something, I'm good. I just felt led to say that. That's all. I hope. Thank you. Okay. That's my testimony. Y'all can hold it to me.
Thank you, Martin.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. I'm gonna get at. We've been on here 3 hours, 3.5 hours. And guess what? I got to work in the morning, but that's okay. I love you guys. So, hey, it was worth it. It was worth it, people. And like the sister and the brothers are saying, we got to be unified, ladies and gents. We have to be unified. We got to get over our difference. It's like a friendship. You got to work hard to keep the friendship going. Just like a marriage, you got to work hard to keep the marriage going. I used to tell my ex-wife, I said, we should be so close that a needle can't get between us two. And that's how close we should be. We're partners. We should be that. But when we allow the devil to come into our relationship and you have other single women that's unhappy, girl, I wouldn't take that if I were you and all that. Men too. You want your old buddy back that was a player. Hey, he's a married man now. Don't try to lead him on over to the other side because you ain't got nobody in this family. You got to watch. You got home wreckers out here. They will wreck your relationship. They will wreck your home and talk about you like a dog. Period. I see it all the time. We all want love. I want to be loved. You want to be loved. But listen, we don't have to tolerate no BS, if I may use that term. We want somebody to accept us who we are. I don't want to be laying with nobody because they think I got a lot of money and all that. That's not love. I'm not looking for that. Now, if I want to go out and have a good time, I could buy a stripper, make it rain, whatever. But I'm looking for love. Love covers a multitude of sin. If you need it. What I don't see in a lot of sisters, and I'm not trying to bad, I don't see a lot of sisters building with that man. A lot of sisters want a man already ready. And I understand that too. But sometimes you gotta build together and grow together. Once we get over that honeymoon stage, we on the phone for 3 or 4 hours, laughing. I can't wait to see you. We get, once that's all over, once we get used to the sex, once we get used to the conversations, I know your little ways, you know my little ways. What else is that we got to hold on to? It's got to be love. I know people right now, they got a big, beautiful home, got a husband, but can't stand them. They sleeping in a separate room. And the only thing that's keeping them together is they don't want to give up that house. So it's a lot of unhappy people out here, and that don't have to be you or me. We can love on each other. We can do it. We can do it, black people. That's all. Listen, it's Democrats and Republicans in this live right now. Guess what? At the end of the day, my point was to prove to you, neither party is going to save us. Now, should you be a Democrat or Republican? That's your choice. I'm not mad at nobody. But whatever party you represent, make sure that you stand in the gap for your people, the people that look like you. Period. I rest my case, people. I got to get out of here. Y'all already know what it is. It's live, uncut.
You already know what it is. Live.
Uncut.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate
Thank you. No, bro. Thank you guys for listening to my little
shame
testimony.
the devil.
I love being
Good
black.
night,
Good night. Good night, everybody.
That was
Good
a
night.
real good show,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Martin.
Thank you.